ashtrays, and you were allowed to smoke in church.
Yeah. You know what's really scary is when you get on a plane and the ashtrays are still there. Like.
Yeah.
Like 20 years later.
Yeah. I don't take anything.
I was on a trip a couple years ago. Like, I've never flown in one year again.
I would
Like
fly.
Air France probably does, because like 90% of the people smoke in
in
France.
I was on Air France a couple years ago.
They didn't have it.
We're going.
So when did they stop smoking on the airplanes in the States?
I want to say maybe early. Yeah. It was awful. Well, the first thing they did was
There's no air circulation. So
well, that's supposed to be pretty good. But the first thing they did was they made it a smoking section before they got rid of all.
I remember restaurants with smoking and
Yeah.
non-smoking.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
the Golden Corral over here in Round Rock, you used to have smoking, non-smoking section. You're in non-smoking, you still smoke.
Oh, yeah, certain states still had smoking sections. When I lived in California, they were the first to get rid of smoking in restaurants completely.
When did California stop smoking in restaurants?
Oh, a long time ago. Like,
1900?
yeah.
No.
I think in
92, 93.
I think in Michigan.
Yeah,
it was
early
like-
90s.
It was like right after I
Hey, he's
graduated high school, or around the same time.
I got you,
like
Augie.
06, 07, something like that.
What? Texas
taking a chance.
before, like, 'cause 90s,
You got time.
we had smoking, non-smoking, whatever. But by the time I was out of high school, there was no more smoking in restaurants.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
my,
think smoking in restaurants ended like about when I graduated high school.
But
yeah, my
bars, they
high
still
school had
let
a
you in
teacher's
Williamson
lounge that
County up
everybody
until
smoked.
2016, 2017.
Smoking
Not in Williamson. I
high
thought finally. Oh, Round Rock outlawed it then.
Yeah,
But like he
Round Rock outlawed.
retired, like it wasn't used to.
Spotlight.
Well, I know some of the pool, the billiards clubs let you.
You're 18?
Spotlights at
Yeah.
a karaoke bar.
All you want.
Or
Some of them pay the.
I think the bars still have a
Pay
choice.
the
Whether they allow
Good
it or not.
evening. Welcome to GPC Poker. This is our Thursday game, our 1-2 beginning for 5 round of each,
But I think
round
the
of
old
each
ones,
of
they still have a
Hold'em
choice whether they want
and
to do it.
Pot Limit Omaha, so it gets really exciting here. I do have a special guest with us. His name is Alex. Why don't you introduce yourself to the people out there?
And as soon as you cross
That's
the
all.
line,
My name is Alex.
And most of them
total
don't.
front there. They must
Been
have
a
a
local here
fabulous
for
ventilation system.
Most of the year.
In
then the
Michigan,
poker
I don't
room
think
played
you're
most of
supposed to
totally at the other
allow
end,
bars
so
No
you're-
no limit as well.
to
So
let you
we should have a good one
everybody's
tonight.
vaping now.
Fun
Yeah,
one.
they have a whole
Run by
new
round.
Some of them are
and so
starting
they
to
have
think
a
1,
new
2,
section
5, and I believe
like
they're playing the
casino. And
Yeah, I mean,
Jack
completely
4
casino.
Robbie hand.
All
Somebody
way
gets
smoking, no vaping.
some
high
chips from each player if they can manage to win with the Jack 4 hand here tonight. And
Probably
I guess
something
it
better,
would just no
something's
limit.
worse.
Like my kids started doing it, I'm like,
It's definitely a famous hand going around if you guys don't know the controversy. Okay, let's take a look around at the table here. I apologize to you for a few minutes late. I was playing earlier myself and got involved into kind of a big hand. So we have some very familiar faces here. It looks like we got Simmer down in seat 9. I'm going backwards here. We've got there's Brutus. We've got
What is it?
I can't remember that gentleman's name. We're gonna get they got him right here. Let's see here.
Long and skinny.
Huggy, that's right. Huggy's
I get
a
lost in
local
Choctaw.
vlogger too. He
I'm
vlogs
like,
on
where's the
poker
food?
stream. So we have seat 2 is going to be He-Man.
TV went to sleep over here.
I don't think this is the right.
No,
This is not the right order. Okay, so
yeah.
I got you.
I think that's Tanya. And
Yeah, Tanya. Yeah.
We have Jared on seat 5. So we're not.
Sorry about that.
Sorry, we had a list. It's not the correct list. This is actually I think this is last week's list. That was here. Yeah. So I apologize. I grabbed the wrong list. But it's some of the same players as well.
Played in ages.
We do have Jared here in seat 5. He won that sit and go, that $3,300 buy-in sit and go,
Yeah, I think.
20K or something. Yeah,
I think he ended up going heads up against Jen, right?
yeah. That was a great match. I thought he played really well in that one.
So it looks like we have
Each card.
what's going on?
Yep, this is always every player's favorite hand. They love playing bomb pots. They always ask where that bomb pot button is on the regular table. The reason why, because it's just pure action. there's really no, I mean, there is some strategy to bomb pots, of course, but it's really, you know, there's no pre-flop action, so any hand can win here. And so it's really tough to put your players on any type of range, obviously. You're just hoping to flop the nuts or the nut draw or something. What I do know about bomb pots, if anything, is if you flop the nuts, it never holds.
Yeah, it's tough to hold against multiple players in the hand. It looks like Huggy here is in the lead here with 3 6s here.
We do have Gray with the he's gut shot to the straight flush, which he's got the straight right now, and a redraw to the straight flush. So he's hoping that 7 comes out. That 7 of clubs. I don't see anybody having that. So
we do have the nut flush. Simmer down as a nut flush on top. So if he plays it aggressive, might be able to take it down here.
There was not really much this day. There
Although
wasn't much swing.
can't imagine Gray folding a straight here with the straight flush draw.
Face to the ground.
Yeah, because you'll kick yourself when that 7 of clubs comes out.
At one point, I had a little speed bump.
Huggy is also in there. He has basically hopes and dreams at this point. He does have a 6. He does have a 6. And that's always tough, right? When you just have trips and you have really nothing on the other board.
Yeah, just hoping to maybe spike a full house here on the bottom board.
Yeah, he's really looking for to get the show down here. But I don't think Simmer down. Oh, that's a straight flush.
Oh, but that was folded, I think.
He folded the straight flush.
Yeah, he didn't stick around for that one.
I will make sure I tease him a little bit.
Yeah.
Look at it, you can see it on his face.
Did it go check the river? Is that what happened?
Yeah, almost the straight.
I folded 4-8 of clubs.
I'm
So
dying.
Rayanne, you would have been.
I would have been rich.
You would have been felted.
Well, it's going to be a chop, right?
4-8 of clubs.
Yeah, and that's really with Huggy's hand the best you
Oh, I
can hope
did
for
see
in
it.
that situation.
Thank God, that would have been.
That usually does not hold up.
Yeah.
Huggy's a really good player. Played with him a few times. I was just playing with him earlier.
Running
Well,
7, 8
I had-
clubs,
I had-
9, 10.
I believe I played with him in the stream, the GPC stream here, maybe a couple months ago when I was
I could have the best hand with the straight on.
when I played round by round on a Thursday here.
I could have nothing on bottom.
All right, so that was a chop pot. It's tough to win these double board bomb pots unless you play very aggressive when you turn the nuts or flop the nuts on the one board, and you just kind of pot yourself into a win here when the other opponents doesn't have another hand.
Yeah, that definitely is an underrated skill. Making the other player uncomfortable,
Yeah.
even when they have a strong hand. I've folded the nuts myself before,
Yeah, it's tough.
especially when it's a straight.
Exactly.
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
Folded my straight with a straight flush redraw.
Are we in the round of PLO, it looks like?
Yeah, we're going to start off with PLO. I just saw a card flash.
I'm sure
I think it's PLO because we have somebody. Is that a straddle? I didn't really tell the colors of the chips.
The clubs? No. You have the diamond.
I believe that looks like a straddle to me, yeah.
All right.
To a 20.
We have Drew in the chat. Welcome, Drew. How are you doing? How's Florida?
Shout out to Drew and Jen from Florida. I think they're going to make themselves... I think they're coming out here
I heard next week.
Next week, yeah, for some big games here at GPC. I think a 10-25 no limit. It's going to be on stream and some other things going on. I'll be playing in that for sure.
Oh, we're going to PLO here. So
Yeah, looks like we're going to take a 5-way flop.
we got Bob, seat 4. He's double suited with pocket kings. That's relatively decent hand there.
Yeah, that's ahead at the moment, but
Gray Ann's got some connectivity there, and Huggy does have a suited ace, which is always good, and he's going to flop 2 pair.
yeah, Huggy's going to take the lead on this flop. We do have...
We have
we have the nut flush draw here in 2 pairs.
Ooh, we have 2 flush draws, the nut flush and
Yeah.
the second nut flush draw. So
we should have an interesting hand here developing. We got some action board.
I think Jared's just going to have to call this with the king high flush draw. Did he fold? He
I
just
think they
folded.
folded.
Yeah,
I think
that's actually a smarter play.
I think he realizes the ace of diamonds is not on the board, and he can be drawing very thin there with somebody having the nut flush draw there.
And he is out of position to some other players that could have that ace of diamonds.
Correct. Looks like Huggy's still in the lead here. with aces and eights, and now picks up a gut shot on the turn.
So Tanya still can win this with a 5 or a diamond here.
5 or a diamond, correct. The jack will give a Huggy the straight, so Tanya doesn't want a jack.
Huggy's your thinking type player. He knows all this, given the texture of the board. 2 flush draws out there.
The river's a pretty brick, 4 of hearts here, and I think it would probably go check here on this river, unless Huggy wants to go for some thin valley here at the end.
I think he'd be just happy to get the showdown. 2 pair and PLO is not like Hold'em. It's not a very strong hand
and it
at
does
all.
go check, and Huggy will win a decent sized spot here to start this PLO round.
All right, we have an NFL game tonight. I don't know if anybody is football fans here. I play a lot of fantasy football. I'm not really a fan of the Falcons or the Panthers per se, but I do have some players in there. So, and it is 0-0.
It is 0-0. Yeah. Oh, I guess no. The Panthers just took the lead. I believe.
They did?
3-0. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Still got a long one there.
So how long have you been playing poker?
I've been playing poker since I could play poker in a casino. Yeah, 20 years old maybe. Back I'm from California, so pretty much grew up there and started playing No Limit there for a number of years. And then Drew put the PLO bug in me when I visited him in Florida, because evidently the part of California where I'm from is not a big PLO scene. So when I
where's that?
I just kind of like the
I moved here from California.
the Bay Area, like
Me too.
San Jose,
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
Mountain View.
Well, I'm from Monterey, Salinas,
Okay.
to
All
be
right.
specific. So, in the Bay Area, they mostly play. They're big on the limit games, no limit games, but not so much PLO. I think Matrix was spraying PLO there like once or twice a week before the pandemic and stuff, but. Maybe Lucky Chance is some PLO game there like once a week or something, but you definitely don't get daily PLO games out there like you do here in Texas.
No, I would actually just go to Vegas because it's from San Francisco, it's just so cheap.
Right.
and play
like $100.
Yeah,
and
it really
fly
is
to
round
Vegas,
trip.
Yeah.
And then you get the comps and stuff like that. But I just moved here two and a half years ago myself. So
okay, so we've the first time I was here was about 2.5 years ago as well. So we're relatively new here to the Texas area.
all right, so we're in the middle of a hand here. We have a suited king.
Yeah, we got
here with gray.
We got a rundown hand with the Broadway rundown, kind of from Tanya. The King Jack 10-9. The King Queen deuce is in the lead now, and we'll see. It looks like we're gonna take a 4-way flop.
Yeah, that's the Texas Texas heads up, as you can hear.
It looks like
Gray does have a queen.
Yeah.
I really like Tanya's hand. I like that playability better. The big pairs seem to never hold up.
Yeah, unless you flop a set, right?
I know, yeah. So
and then for the most part, you gotta dodge the world there.
And with Tanya's hand, you can really just make a decision on when you can just get out of that. Nothing there for you.
Yeah, it looks like let's see, Gray is gonna be the only one with the piece here in this flop, and he's gonna take it down.
I had 5 hands in the women's where
So
I
easy
had
game, flop
both
trips, you bet,
flush
and
a straight draw
break the chips.
on a flop.
Yeah, earlier I played with Gray, and I doubled him up in a bomb
In
pot,
some
and
cases,
then
like,
he doubled me up back
pair at the
in a
same time.
PLO.
So you got him back right away.
Well, it's even Steven now.
Yeah.
So.
Statistically, you're like, okay, I'm going to hit something.
Well, PLO is very swingy for the most part. And, we're gonna see some swings here. I believe.
That was not a hand.
It was a new house.
All right, very early on, Huggy is I got the lead basically from that one hand there. We're still very, very early, so I know this is still. I think what we're having it's a little different this week. The players can buy 1,000 and then match the stack. So
That's your typical Texas buy-ins, right?
yeah, this is the only stream with a round of each, which is very interesting. Most of them are if it's a 2-5, then other card houses may do 2K buy-in.
And then
So-
for the most part, you're able to match the stack.
Yeah, except for 1-2. But this card house you can buy 80% of the match, so which is basically it basically turns into a 2-5 game after a flop.
Yeah, very deep 2-5.
I was like, okay, I'm going to zip my
I
mouth.
think we were playing a couple months ago when I was here, when all the guys were here playing 2-5. That was playing like a 25-50, right? Because you have the right guys in the table and everybody's straddled in, so it becomes a much bigger game.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely fun.
I mean, that's probably a product too of these bomb pots that we have, because there's just so much money. I mean, there's thousands and thousands of dollars. I mean, your biggest pots of the night are always the bomb pots.
Exactly.
Rarely do you have.
You can be down. And, yeah, you can be card dead all night and then just win that bomb pot.
Yeah.
And you're even.
And you turn back into a great player.
Yeah. Exactly.
What's the card?
It was slow.
Alright, so we have here some
Just if you
kings again.
That's the third time we've seen them.
3 in a row, king, king, and it was most of them with the queen in it. Yeah, king, king, queen deuce here. A good hand to raise it up with. Looks like Tanya is in here with some suited ace with the king there.
Yeah, she's got 2 straights working for her on this. So that's why I like that hand better than the king hand.
Oh, we have the king, queen jack 10-6 double suited. That's always a
I
nice
like
one.
that hand. Huggy's got a good hand there. That's
Yeah.
definitely one to see. I can already tell he's gonna have a wrap here. Almost. He does have a gut shot.
Yeah. Does anybody have a flush draw? Looks like no one has
No
a
one
flush
has
draw
the
here.
club.
So we have 2 pair here for Tanya. I think she's in the lead here with the bottom 2 or top and bottom.
Yeah, I think she's just wanting to get to the next card, though. It's not really a hand you can rep here, but Rayanne's going to rep the overpair.
Yeah, she's repping over pairing with the flush draw maybe.
And she has a 2, so she could spike trips here.
Looks like a 150 bet and a race, a min race, 300 perhaps to isolate and play in position.
That's definitely what she wants to do.
So
that's why I'm not a fan of Rayanne's bet there.
Yeah.
You could have just saw the. Yeah, it's a tough one to get away from because you can't fold and you really leave yourself exploitable.
yeah, exactly.
But she knows she's not ahead. She's not as bad as she should be.
Yeah.
Now she takes it.
She takes the lead here, having Tanya drawing dead here, and looks like she's going to move all in. And Tanya feels like she's priced in because Rayanne only has a couple hundred behind. I think 300 and change. And
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she's hoping that the board pairs, I guess, because she has 3 pair, but doesn't know that the Rayanne has a top set here.
Rayanne's got to think Tanya has the clubs, right? I mean,
Right.
she snap called her
Yeah.
like insta call. So
Yeah, Rayanne is going to win this one here with top set.
No, she didn't.
No. I got one outed. Nice hand.
Yeah, the king there on the turn gave Rayanne basically the lock in the hand here. And
that's a big pot. That was a little bit unusual the way it folded out.
yeah, pre-aggressive play by Rayanne pays off for her on this one. She perhaps should have maybe taken a free card there with that many players in the hand with kings there.
Definitely would have taken a free. But there's really no right. We always had these discussions about poker. There is no right way to play poker. Play it however you want to play. It doesn't matter to anybody. But
that's the beauty of the
yeah,
game.
I mean, yeah, there's no right way, but I'm just giving my thoughts on that. And I try to use a lot of math into my poker, and it doesn't work out sometimes. But
Yeah, and with PLO especially is very
there's no math.
right.
Like clubs were scary.
So we have Rayanne here, who's the big winner so far with these first couple of hands of the stream. The Kings seem to be undefeated yet. I don't think anybody's lost with Kings yet early on. So I believe it's a round of PLO, and then we're going to switch off to no limit. Well, we're still here 3-4 hands in, so we still have a couple more hands here of PLO before we switch to the no limit.
We'll spend a lot more time on PLO because PLO hands take so much longer.
Correct.
That's probably it's literally twice. It's at least twice as long. But I think a round is like 40 minutes. I think these players in particular love the PLO.
Yeah, definitely my favorite game. That's I've been playing for the last couple of years. It's just much more action game, and people love it because you can run equities much closer, and people love the gambo. So definitely an action-packed game.
Oh.
Unhappy birthday.
All right, we have Brutus in C7.
I didn't say words.
He's a stream regular. Had the privilege of playing with him. I played with everybody. Even I played with Tanya at some other clubs as well.
Yeah, and it looks like we, for the most part, have a 10 straddle under the gun almost every hand. Sometimes a 20, but it looks like we're playing a 1-2-10 for the most part on this PLO round. And we get a call here from Dan, right, with 7-7-6-5. Not a bad hand to see a flop for 10.
Reset it to
5. 5 good? 5 good. Alright, so I got call from seat 1, fold to seat 5.
We have Jared here with the Jack 10 8. 3 clubs in the small blind. Not a bad hand as well to see a flop here. Out of position. Probably doesn't want to blow up the pot. Out of position. And it looks like he's in the lead now with the 10. No one has much. No one has an ace. No one has a flush draw. But I imagine the first aggressor here will probably win this pot.
This is tough. It is multi-way. That's a lot. And you almost always give someone a credit for an ace here in this spot.
Yeah.
And it's really just tough to impossible, for me anyway, to bluff in PLO or palm pots.
Of course.
It's just...
looks like we had one aggressor here, and he took it down.
Yeah, Simmer is a gambler. I've played with him several times now, and I've commented on several of his streams. He gets his money in. He wants to push the action. He, like we talked about, he wants to make people uncomfortable. A lot of times it works. Sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah. But that was nicely picked up. No one had an ace. No one had a flush draw. So.
On C5.
Looks like we still have a couple more hands in this PLO around here, like you said. PLO hands take much longer than no limit. We want to see some blood here, huh? Let's get some.
Well, you definitely will see it with the PLO and the bomb pots,
yeah,
right? Hold'em is pretty ABC sometimes.
Yeah.
You can't you can't get crazy. And this gets, I think, in Texas poker is the most craziest hold'em there is.
I agree with that.
I know when I go to Vegas, it's like, oh,
yeah.
I'm the maniac, and I'm like the biggest.
Yeah, it's like definitely day and night. Unless you're there for when the series is going on. You get the tourists and stuff.
Oh yeah, they're just having a good time.
Yeah. All right, we start the action here with there's under the gun straddle to 10. As I believe I don't know if they're doing a mandatory 10, but it looks like everybody's doing it so far.
They typically don't do mandatory because they usually don't need to.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody wants to get in
there.
The more action, the better. We have a couple pairs here for Rihanna. 4-4 deuce deuce. Tanya got the king high with some diamonds, and Jared's got a similar hand as Rihanna. And it's
all right. Jared's going to get in the action here.
Call 10 from seat 6, 7.
I've been pretty impressed with Jared's play. Maybe not just tonight, but kind of overall. Played with him a few times and commentated a stream or two. He's really a good player.
Yeah, Jared is a very solid player. I actually met him back in Michigan. I got invited to No Limit tournament out there with some friends, and it was like a 1K buy-in, and we ended up getting to 3 players. First place was like 32,000, and we got down to 3 players. It was me, Jared, and someone else. And me and Jared had all the chips 3-handed, and me and him got in a hand where I turned top 2, and he had the overpair. We got it in, and I got counterfeited on the river.
I was about to say.
So he ended up winning that, but I recognize he's a really good player. I know him from Michigan. I played with him a couple times. Definitely a very solid player.
Well, Tanya does have the nut flush draw here, and she's got, well, that is it. We don't know what Huggy has.
Huggy's got the mystery hand, and with the check there, I like a bet here from Tanya, just because it's hard for Huggy to continue without an ace.
And Tanya doesn't have any showdown, really, if she doesn't hit her flush, so.
Yeah, I went check.
So now it's just king high for Tanya.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to go bet.
I think he bet 125.
Thank you.
Yeah, it looks like he bets and Tanya folded, and Huggy takes another one. Didn't really get to see what he had there. Could have been the quad ski. Quad aces. All right, early here on, we have Rianne with the up there with $716 profit so far. Huggy's up there, Gray, and the rest of the players haven't gotten much to play with yet, but it's early on.
Still have a few players haven't seen much action from. They've been card dead here. I'm looking forward to those guys getting involved.
No, it was in my hand.
How do you know which one was bad?
That's probably the reason why I wasn't scanning your card.
Shout out to the guys from Michigan,
I'm pretty
Corey,
sure I had a deuce.
the Orca. This guy called him Whale Orca. He's a super well. Hopefully he can make it out here. He's always gives me stuff for knocking me out of the tournament here at GPC a couple months ago, and I think he made a pretty deep MSPT run a couple of weeks ago out there in Michigan. Shout out to him. Shout out to all the Michigan crew. We'll see you guys here next week in the 10:25, 50. No, I think it's a 10:25. Yeah, no limit.
Is that on Friday or is that Thursday?
I believe it's Friday.
Yeah.
But not 100% sure, but I'll definitely be in here for that, and it's going to be a good one. We're going to have a ton of guys that like to get in the mix and gamble, and it's definitely going to be a fun one. All right, we have Joel here with a very pretty hand here. 9-10 Jack Queen double suited. Huggy's got the Ace King 9-5 double suited. Definitely gonna take a flop probably 3 ways here. Queens are probably gonna be in the mix as well. Joel has got.
I really like Joel's hand. I mean,
it's the one that looks the prettiest for sure.
It does. It's actually the worst hand right now, but
yeah, but
it
as
plays
we
well.
can see, we got trip 8s, so Grade's in the lead here with the trip 8s.
He's gonna make sure he has that. It's usually a tell.
Yeah, usually tell, but he checked that I think this is gonna go check through, and we have 2 people with the flush draw here. See what the turn develops.
Yeah, there's usually a tell on the do I have spades or do I have the 8?
Yeah,
it's one of those.
Exactly. We have a 3.
Well, now Joel has 2 flush draws. The Gray's going to like to bet since they got a little wetter here. He's just going to see if he can knock out some flush draws.
Yeah, Joel here with the double flush draw and a gutter. These spots are always tricky because the board is paired, and you can be drawing there. You know, that's one of the things in PLO versus no limit, right? No limit, you're never folding like a straight up flush draw.
Like Huggy has the nut flush draw.
And a gutter.
But he made a good fold because, yeah, like you were saying, flush draws can't beat boats.
Yeah, and these guys are good enough to recognize that they could be drawing there, though. So Joel takes one down here with the trip 8s.
If you want to have $50, you can. Actually, Jared should have 300 more.
Yeah.
Let's add to Jared.
Yeah, I had like 15 one. Yep, that was 14 or 15. Looks like Jared's stack is 300 more. Yeah, you missed. Looks like I add 300. How much do you have total now? Exactly.
1488, I would guess.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. So close to.
All right, we are
7,
off here to the next hand.
1468.
Let us know in the chat how the volume is.
1478. You sure it's not 88? 1478. C5.
Looks like we have a couple people here adding on more chips and trying to figure out how much they're trying to buy in. But we're on their way for the next hand, and looks like Joel is going to open this. Ace Queen Jack 7 double suited.
Hold. Oh, sorry.
Not sure if they're discussing a chop here.
He's just going over the action.
Okay, so we have kings again. Let's see if kings can finally lose one here. Not that I'm rooting against Bob here, but their kings are undefeated so far. Looks like we got a limp pot. And we're going to take a flop 5 ways. Let's see who.
I would like to see Joel kind of raise that hand with the suited ace there to kind of narrow down this field. It's going to be tough now. Only the nuts are really going to stay in at this point.
Yeah, it looks like simmered down. It takes the lead here with top 2.
No flush draw.
No flush draws. No one has spades. We got Bob with the overpair, but only 1 spade in his hand. Lets it go.
7 and 8 hold.
Joel has second pair only. He can.
Well, Joel has top pair and a gutter to the nuts here.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
And the turn is turn that simmer down is going to slow down, I imagine, although.
No, he doesn't really slow down.
Yeah.
He always, yeah.
He's going to keep
put that
betting
heat on.
with the top two there. And
Joel takes a straight draw here, up and down, looks like.
Now he's open-ended, and we'll see if he wants to call here and maybe wrap some flushes on the river in position.
It was a full-size pot bet here.
Yeah, the thing with Joel's hand is that if Simmer Down has already like the king queen of spades or something, Joel is drawing very, very thin and recognizes that and lets it go. So the aggression pays off there by seat number 9. What's his name?
Simmer Down.
Simmer Down. Simmer Down. Sorry, guys, not too familiar.
I think
with
he. I don't want to be mis. I think he owns like a restaurant or something.
Okay.
Something like that. Maybe I'm probably.
Yeah, I'm
probably wrong.
I'm terrible with names, but I do recognize most of these guys from playing with them in the stream a couple of months ago. So just bad with names here. But Simmer Down takes one down there with aggression on the turn.
Got a live 10, seat 2.
Looks like we have 1 or 2 more hands left in PLO, and then we'll move on to the no limit round here, which will go much faster.
Jared, you got a scan? You're good now? We're good now. We're good to go.
And we have the $10 straddle by Tanya under the gun. Joel has a pair of 4s. Not much going on here with the first couple of hands. Huggy's going to raise it up here with the king, queen, jack 7. Not a terrible hand from the hijack.
Actions on seat 9.
Yeah, that hand, especially in position,
35, seat 9.
it's pretty strong. Rayanne has a suited ace.
Simmer Down, trying to set mine here with the pocket 8s. Pretty much.
Yeah, that's the one hand I don't like to continue with because I mean, you have middle set is never usually good, and you have to still hit that set.
Yeah, correct.
It's just a tough hand right there.
Yeah.
If you had some sort of ace queen 8-8 kind of
Right,
action, yeah,
yeah.
that makes a little more sense.
8-8 queen deuce is a little bit.
But like I said, it's just my
right. But looks like Simmer Down likes to see some flops, and he does peel one off. Looks like Rianne here is going to take the lead here with an ace jack, and Huggy is going to show aggression here, I believe. Or
oh, he folded, looks like.
he folded, okay. So maybe Rianne is the one that's betting here, and I don't imagine anybody else continuing. Oh, Huggy, no, Huggy does bet, and Rianne calls.
Oh, we don't see his cards again.
Yeah.
Might have to pass him a note.
I believe he had the king, queen, jack 7. He was a racer pre, unless that was from the last hand. He had like spades, so I think I want to say it's just a pure aggression bet here on the flop and the turn. It puts Rianne in a very tough spot here with the only single ace here with the ace jack. I mean,
she did a gutter, but
she turned a gutter. I mean, she does have a gut shot here to the nuts, but it's tough. Well, facing this kind of aggression here with.
I mean, she even loses to other aces, so it's just a tough way to.
Yeah.
It smells like a 2-pair a set, you know.
I mean, she's hoping a spike of 4 here, maybe a jack that, you know, makes her feel comfortable with her hand. But, yeah, it looks like Huggy's going to win this one with aggression.
If there was a flush draw out there, some obvious draws, maybe you can call because you can put your opponent on that type of hand. But
yeah. That's the neat thing about PLO, too. You can really, show aggression and put people to the test because, it's so easy to have. It's much easier to have something in PLO than in no limit, right? Like in no limit, she's probably never folding ace jack there.
No, never. No, you're actually raising most of the time.
So, Huggy takes one down here with aggression.
Everyone good?
I think seat 4 is Bob. We need to see him get in the hand. He's just not getting any cards at all.
Bob likes to play that high-low game, I believe, and does very well for himself in the tournaments that he have him on Facebook, and he's always like final tabling the high-low tournaments and stuff. So he's definitely a solid player. Played with him here at the GPC a number of times.
Okay, we're good.
Looks like we have Joel here under the gun, and
Yeah, it was a pretty marginal holding.
yeah,
He's probably just going to pass on
He's
this.
gonna let that go.
Yes.
Oh no!
Oh, wow. Excuse me.
We're on to the double board.
Bomb pot here. He still doesn't have any.
Yeah, he still doesn't have anything. We're in the double board bomb pot. Let's see who's got something. See if we can get an action double board bomb pot here.
Rescan.
Yeah, I was waiting for it.
So I was like, that's an unusual hand for him to bring in for, but
Yeah, this makes sense. He didn't have an option.
You have to reset the game.
They reset the game because it's the wrong game up there.
We good?
apologize, we don't see anybody's cards.
They'll be popping up on the screen here soon.
Good.
But we got 2 boards here. One of them very wet. The King 9 3 2 spades. Ace Deuce 9 is more of a dry flop here. So let's see who's got a piece of this. All right, here we go. We have Rianne down. You can see Rianne's hand. She doesn't have much here.
5 check. Actions on seat 6.
Tanya has the king, and
Seat 6. Fold.
that's it.
Actions on seat 8.
We got a set of deuces here by Huggy and gutter to the nuts on one board. So he's in the lead, it looks like,
Actions on 9.
at least on one board.
To seat 2.
Yeah, it's tough to put somebody on aces, and then the nines are being shared by 2 boards, so set of nines is also less likely. So his set deuces might be.
We do have ace and enough flush draw, so it's going to come down to a heads up here. Gray versus Huggy. And action turn here. All right, so we have Huggy still with the set of deuces and still just a gutter on one board. And
Gray has 2 flush draws now.
Gray has 2 flush draws and top 2 on one board. So I imagine,
135.
yeah, if Gray shows a lot of aggression here.
I'd like to see him raise this up, pot it up.
Yeah,
He's got so much equity on both hands.
right, which he does.
And he's heads up, right? So you don't have to worry about multiple players.
Correct. And at this point, Huggy is just going to go on a check call mode here because he doesn't completely love his hand here. He's got a solid, strong board, but it's still just a gut shot on one board.
Yeah, he wants to get lucky here. Hopefully his 2s hold up. He doesn't want to see that heart come, and he just needs a queen. Pretty easy.
Yeah, that's it. It's a total break on one board and a break on the other board. So unless someone folds, we're gonna chop this one up again. I imagine it's gonna go check.
I got ace king on top, and I missed.
Which it does.
It goes check, check.
It goes check at the end, I believe. And they're gonna chop this one up.
I have 2 queens, so I don't think you're ever getting it.
I know in bomb pots, I think one of the biggest things, especially if you get a netted hand, you always hear pot, but you never get that third person in there.
Yeah.
That's always an art form when you see someone bet very small.
Yeah. Usually in bomb pots, if it goes to a showdown between 2 guys, it's for the most part it's gonna go chop chop.
Omaha this round.
Tough to have both boards locked up. Although it happens.
It does. I found out the hard way earlier.
Yeah. Looks like we're still in PLO here.
You know, you have a bad fantasy team when they're playing on Thursday night.
So it's like the NFL. Amazon bought us. The NFL purposely put all the.
What's the score on this NFL game?
It just seems that way.
Action's gonna start on seat 3.
Still Panthers lead 3-0.
Fold to seat 4. Raise to 15.
All right, we got a nice little hand here from Bob.
Fold, fold.
He's got some connectivity there.
Seat 9.
What he needs is he just wants to see a jack on the flop.
Yeah.
And then some
Jack and like it's 7 or
something
something.
playable, yeah, just anything. But the jack is the most important card for him right now.
Yeah, Queen 10 9 8. Plays very well. But there it is.
There it is,
He's got the Rapsky here. Looks like we have a 5-way flop here, and not much. We do have enough flush draw actually. Tanya has the bottom pair here and enough flush draw, so She'll be continuing.
Simmer Down has a
this
set as well.
Simmer Down has a set.
And he blocks top set a little
You're
bit.
right. Simmer Down. Wow, yeah, this is going to be an
That's
extra
a big
board.
hand for him. And he's going to want to bet this because of the clubs.
Yeah, I imagine we're going to have this is an action board. We got a wrap, we got the nut flush draw, and we have these set. So definitely.
It's a big hand.
Yeah, something for everyone here. Looks like
Tanya has the best equity right now. But equity doesn't mean anything.
Right. She's looking for a club here. Let's see what the turn is. The turn is a club.
It's a club, all right.
So she does turn the nut here, and Bob turns the nut straight, but I imagine he's not going to continue here because the flush gets there, and he's not going to like his hand very much here.
But this is easy for Bob to fold.
Yeah.
I mean, she bet pretty fast. I mean,
and Simmer Down here, I don't know if he's committed or not here. How much Tanya's going all in for 682?
I mean, that puts him all in. So he needs a board paired. He doesn't even have, really doesn't have top set. I mean, it's just a tough one. I think this is a good. This is easy lay down for Simmer Down.
Yeah, and he's blocking his own outs to boat up here, so he recognizes that and lets it go. So Tanya, a nice one for Tanya here, turning on that flush.
Yeah, Simmer Down blocked the jack and the 6.
Yeah,
I didn't even see the 6, but
yeah, he had his own outs. Not what you want to have when you have a set here. You definitely don't want to be blocking your own outs here to boat up. So Tanya wins that one with the turn flush. We could have gotten all in three-way there on that action.
I would like to see Tanya just raise that.
Yeah.
Because when her flush comes in, no one's playing.
Exactly.
So,
that's the thing about that, and she's out of position too. So every time she does get there, you know, people can just play accordingly and fold there. But she takes a nice little pot there.
Like 10 from 5.
she's leading the way in VPIP.
Yeah, she is.
And we'll see a much higher VPIP because PLO is in here.
Right.
Players will play more hands with PLO.
Looks like we're
back to hold 'em.
Back to hold 'em now.
Yeah.
We got Huggy here with the real hand.
Hold action, guys. Hold action.
Very strong. I think he's first to act. I'm not sure.
Yeah, so I think we have the 10 straddle going on here, and he does raise under the gun +2 to 35, which is standard raise here. Or 40, I'm sorry. Made a 40 here.
Okay, I got call 40 from 9. Action on C1.
Simmer down with the blackjack hand, with the double down hand here is going to get in.
Yeah, he wants to play poker. He wants to get involved in a lot of hands. And you'll see his VPIP, especially even on Hold'em, it's probably going to be higher than anybody else's. He's at 70% in Hold'em.
Yeah, wow, very tight fold here by Tanya with the ace-queen off there.
Yeah, the one where you made money.
Calls, made 20 bucks. 40.
She's not super comfortable with no limit. She plays mostly PLO, so she's probably going to be folding a little.
Call 40.
A little more than the other guys because she's not too familiar with the game.
I think ace queen you want to just see a flop for sure and see what develops from there. But
we have a pretty safe flop here for the queens.
Check to 5. Check to 6.
I imagine this is going to go Huggy bet. And
yeah, he's definitely going to bet, and he's probably going to go 125, something like that. A little larger just because it's multi-way. Maybe hopefully get a jack to call it off here, but as we can see, there's nothing.
Yeah, no one has anything on this board.
Everybody's got runners here. And nobody's putting Huggy on a 6. Let's don't make that mistake. But ace-jack makes a lot of sense here. Overpair, maybe even ace-king, which nobody can beat anyway.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I don't imagine anyone continuing here on this board. Unless Jared here wants to do something here to rep a 6 or something. He does let it go.
Good first hand.
Yeah, that would have been really ambitious. Huggy's a pretty strong player, and also Huggy's, he's got position on him.
Yeah.
That all equals bad.
You can see the difference between PLO and no limit, right? Like if Huggy there had just like queen, queen, ace, jack or something, and gets 4 callers. He's probably not continue because it's more likely that someone would have a 6-er in PLO, but no limit.
100%. They always when that board pairs, they always have someone has a 6 because you always go, like you said, it's always going multi-way, at least 4.
Right. So
sometimes 5.
yeah, it's likely that someone has a 6 there and 20 cards there. But no limit, different game here. The bet is the correct play, definitely, and we take it. Huggy takes one down.
You mentioned Tanya only I've played a few times with her. It's been a while at another club, and we played Hold'em. That's what I remember. Because I don't think that club had PLO.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the stakes were. 1-3.
I got a rack.
Yeah. I play with her all the time. The clubs and stuff. I just hear her playing PLO these days. So I think she's not as comfortable in no limit as she is in PLO these days. But
The only player I have not played against. I have not played against Seat 3.
Allergy season.
I played against C3 here in the GPC stream here a number of times, and he likes to get in the mix too. Usually,
he's been pretty disciplined here today. He's been folding cards that people would call with and then lose.
Yeah,
it's pretty. I think people always ask me, "What do you think the best skill? What's really important for a poker player to be successful?" And I said, folding. Folding. Don't let your pride get into it. And it's okay to get bluffed. It's okay to get bluffed because more times than not, if you call light, you end up losing. So.
Right. Yeah, most of these guys are not getting super out of line here. Next week, there will be some getting out of line though here at the GPC stream, 10:25. I imagine it's going to play bigger than that. All these guys like to straddle it up and make that game bigger, so it's probably going to end up playing like a 10, 25, 50, 100 or something with a bunch of straddles with all these guys coming from Michigan, and we got Drew from Florida.
Do you guys need any players?
I'm not
sure. Let me ask Drew here.
Yeah, Drew should know the list here.
Raise to 90 from C2.
But I know it's going to be a fun one.
Fold C3, fold C4, fold 5, fold 6.
We have a race to 30 by Brutus, call by Rianne, and Tanya wakes up with it. She's got the ace. American Airlines here. 2 red aces, and looks like she's going to get a call by Brutus, trying to set mine here.
All right, Tanya's waking him up. All right.
Yeah, and Rihanna here, it's going to get in there with the Jack 10. So we'll see what kind of flop
yeah, that's, I use the word ambitious a lot. She's out of position against the pre-flop aggressor here with, it's not even suited Jack 10, so she's really going to have to, the good thing is she knows if she's going to be good or not.
Yeah.
And that's not a bad flop for Rian, actually. She's got hope for the nuts here.
Tanya has it pretty locked up here.
Yeah, this is locked up.
With no flush on the board, I would like to see her bet something like 75 or 80 because she's not really protected against much other than some gut shots, but you know, it's hard for anyone to have an ace when she's got the board locked up here with 3 of them.
Yeah, she's going to go about 60% here. Not a bad bet there.
Yeah, let's see if
Rianne's got to call this. There's no flush draw out there, right? So she's in her mind, a jack or a queen would probably do it.
Yeah, let's see what she decides to do here. But that's what you were saying, right? It comes down to like pre-flop calling. You kind of get yourself in these sticky spots.
Yeah, it's just, you know,
marginal hands.
Now you elected to call Jack 10 off, and you improved. You've got to play it out a little bit, right? Just to see another card. I think, I think that's the problem.
She's gonna let it go, right? Unless you really, really flop it, you can't really continue here.
And I'm a big fan on position. You know, if your pre-flop aggressor is to your left, you're just always at a disadvantage, and we see that a lot here. So, and it is a good example of that. Especially, well, she hit her top pair, but
she can't continue because of the down lane. She's out of position and with the gut shot as well. So
you got to put your opponent on a big ace because she was a pre-flop. She 3-bet that pre-flop, so she's gonna have all her pre-flop range. She's gonna have her pre-flop range dominated, and that was a good example of that.
Kind of a disciplined fold there too on the flop.
It was. A lot of players get sticky, right? They hit their pair, and you know they have outs.
Of course, they want to see if they can turn trips or straight there. But she lets it go, and Tanya takes a nice one there with aces. And, we're moving pretty fast here in this no limit round here. It's tough to pick up hands with 2 cards. That's why it's like once you start playing PLO, which I started playing PLO a couple of years ago. It's hard for me to go back to no limit. You know, 2 cards. not the same as 4. 4 is definitely more action.
I've played a little bit more. I've been playing a lot more PLO in the last year, but I'm more successful at Hold'em.
Of course, yeah.
By far. And you know, as you know, if you're late night in the poker rooms, they'll spread any game, any mix. They'll turn the Hold'em game into a mixed game.
Correct. Yeah.
And we'll start playing every
every
kind of hand out there. So those are fun.
Yeah, we have British here raising up to 15 on the +1. We got Gray with the suited king calling. Simmer Down's going to get there with 10-9. Rayanne, I like that's a good squeeze. I like that.
It looks like a squeeze.
Yeah, she 3-bets to 65 here. She should be getting some credit here and some folds.
I actually, in that spot, I know it was only at $15. I actually like a bigger bet.
Yeah.
To make it look like, you know, somewhere around that $90.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Just because there was 3 callers in between, so I like to go a little bit bigger.
Yeah, see, now you get multiple callers, and you don't mind one caller.
Right,
I mean,
right.
But now you have multiples.
Yeah, we got a 3-way flop here and some action.
Gray smashes this flop.
Yeah, Gray is going to smash this flop. Bob, could continue here on this flop. Let's see what Rianne does as a pre-flop aggressor here.
She's got to know this is not her flop.
Yeah.
I mean, I just like a check here. I know it sounds like you're just giving up and you should always c-bet. I kind of disagree with that, especially multi-way.
I don't think she's going to get that option because Gray is going to lead out here from the middle position here.
It's good sizing too.
That's a good sizing.
Third size bet. He wants one player in there.
And Bob makes the call here with the. Did Rihanna call to her with the ace queen? Or did she fall?
It says she did.
Oh, she did.
And she spikes the queen. She takes the lead.
She takes the lead here.
Well, what do we know? Great play by.
Yeah, great play by.
I mean.
Well, I imagine now she's got 974. Still fairly deep here, so
she's got to bump this up when Gray bets.
Yeah,
she can't let it go to the river.
Yeah,
I mean Gray's going to call almost any bet.
Yeah.
I would imagine,
it's a super wet flop here.
She's still got to bump it up.
So with her calling the flop with the ace queen there and spiking the queen there she goes. She does shove it all in.
Nice, good play.
And Gray's priced in.
He has to.
Yeah, Gray's priced in here with a pair and a flush draw.
He's not that, you know, he's a 1 to 5 dog here, but he's not that far off, and he knows it too. Right? He knows that queen was her range, the pre-flop aggressor. So, and it's not that much more. It's the SPR here. Well, it's not even relevant, right?
Yeah, he's going to be getting over 3-1 here.
Yeah.
So
that's a look of a man who knows that he's beat, but he has outs.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, he's better than he probably thinks he is.
I'm going to stop netting it up now, okay, stream.
Yeah.
The only thing he's worried about, does she have ace queen of diamonds?
Right. Then
that's the big one, right?
That's a big one, yeah. He definitely doesn't want her to have that.
Or any, yeah, so.
Because that would be very bad for him.
That's the only hand that he would be.
Yeah, he's okay with her having aces, actually.
Yeah, any kings, aces, doesn't matter.
Ace, queen, as she does have. And we'll see if he thinks he's priced in here. 624 more to call.
Wait, every time I come in here and I see
1.9K in the middle, getting a little over 3-1. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's
it
is 3-1. SPR doesn't matter because it's under the pot here. So
you said 1080.
No, we already covered this so many times.
She looks very comfortable.
She
looks very comfortable. She's feeling more and more comfortable. He did snap her off. So
yeah, I believe he's going to end up making this call here, but we'll see.
I mean, if he had 5-6, he'd have already called.
Right.
Obviously.
And it was so
Getting
loud,
set, he would have called.
Yeah, it's supposed to.
Like,
evidently, it was the timing. Like, no one cared except for
he's getting ready to put it in here. He does make the call.
That's what you see when people want to run it twice. They're on draws.
Yeah. I think they run it twice here. Yeah, I think they're running it twice here. Let's see. Gray needs a king, a 7 or a diamond here.
Good luck, everyone.
And the river's a safe one for
Bob would have had a set.
Yeah, it's also
and the river's a deuce. So ace queen is going to scoop this pot. So the very ambitious call on the flop by Rianne pays off here.
Yeah, she had 2 overs. I mean, and that does make. I mean, that does make her exploitable. If she doesn't, if she just folds after she was the pre-flop aggressor. I get it. And she 3-bet the pre-flop. She can't just fold. But I probably would have folded multi-way.
Yeah, just because it's you still have Bob there to
and like it's just
closing the
packed
action.
all the
So,
damn time.
but you know, it pays off for her here. She makes the vicious calls. She hits a queen, and she does make the right move.
And anyway,
turn
some
by
lots sold
moving
and
all
they're
in.
clearing it out.
Kinda,
I'm just
you know.
praying they're not putting more fast.
And Bob would hit his set.
Bob would have won with the set of fives.
But can't blame him for not playing that.
Yeah, Bob knows better.
Yeah.
He knows that's not a great flop to continue on.
They
So
built a
Rianne
big
with
golf.
being the big winner now.
Yeah,
she's
she's a good player.
yeah, she's so far the big winner here in these first
How many
2
golf
rounds here,
carts?
1.5 rounds of
golf course.
And
poker
Tanya's
here.
pulled herself out.
Tanya pulled herself out, yeah.
And now Gray's is down 900 almost, and I know he'll make that back.
I don't know, man.
Looks
Yeah.
like he's going to
You would think they would do
Yeah, he was
good golf
you know,
course.
he was a big favorite on that flop with the king 7 and diamonds.
Especially on the flop there. I mean, you don't blame him for leading out with that queen hit, but
Definitely not. Yeah,
he's just very unlucky.
he was fine with getting stacks in on that flop against Rianne's range there. Like, you know, even if she's at an overpair, it's about a point flip there with the pair and the flush draw there. So he didn't mind getting in on the flop, but the turn was unfortunate for him because she got there.
Any of my 14 outs right now.
He was doing the math, he's saying he had 14 outs.
Yeah,
That's about right, yeah.
that's about right.
Yeah, if you were ahead on the flop, you had the set.
I was ahead on the flop.
Killing it. Yeah.
Well, I
I
guess.
think he was like
Gotta be that
30% there. Should've-
Yeah.
Well, I put over an overpair.
No. Yeah, I understand. I'm saying the same thing.
So on the turn, I'm
Plus,
like,
just his
well,
naked
keep
king
going
would have
with
won
it
that
and
too.
hope
So
he thinks I might have a straight.
we have our friend Johnny there.
Yeah, there's John.
Didn't expect the.
He gets in the mix as well from time to time, right, on the stream.
Seat 5 is 500 behind this.
But I think he's more of a tournament player, Don.
I've seen him play a lot of tournaments and like Bink some too.
Yeah, he's definitely solid for sure. He does run deep and do good in these tournaments.
Yeah, I play
Hey,
catch
Jay.
with him. Every time I come here, I always play a little bit
Hold
before
on.
the stream.
Yeah.
And I always end up
Black
playing
chips?
Live
Johnson.
5,
He's fun at the
7.
table. So
Have you played with Drew and the Michigan guys?
I played with Drew once,
Okay.
and he gave me $150. So in a poker. The one time I played with him,
Yeah,
I didn't know he lived in Florida when I first, because he reached out to me about doing the commentary. I didn't know he lived in Florida.
Yeah, we call him the Happy Whale.
Seat 5.
Yeah, he's always in good spirits. Everybody is really here. So.
Yeah.
Some rooms or some players are just really grumpy. And the energy, I'm really a big believer on that energy.
Yeah. And you know what? In the Bay Area, I mean, you saw a big difference between the players in the Bay Area between here. Like, everybody's more friendly here in Texas, and out there you seem to get more grumpy players.
I think you could play it because I have played at Bay 101.
Yeah.
And you can. That's when I really just started playing poker, and everybody was just. You can go for hours without one person saying a word.
Yeah.
That's not the way poker should be.
Yeah, so we have here brothers with open-ended. We got a little action here.
We do,
Ace
we do.
Queen's got it to the nuts. Got a middle pair here, so we're going to see what develops here on the turn.
This is the point where Joel knows he's ahead. He didn't get raised here.
There's the nuts for Bob. The nut or butter.
We do see still that flush is still out there, so I expect him to bet this.
Yeah, he's going to bet. Joe is going to get out of the way, but Brutus here, open-ended in the jag. I imagine is going to call one more time.
Yeah, he just doesn't know he's calling for a chop here. But
yeah, but I can't blame him for making that call.
Joel's
there.
out of here.
Joel is definitely out of there, yeah.
I mean,
really bad turn for him in case he was ahead on the flop. He's on it.
Heads up.
So he doesn't want to see a 9. Brutus does not want to see a 9.
Well, we want to see a 9.
We want to see a 9. Close. 8, yeah.
But
9 would have been blood. So I imagine Bob is going to bet this, and I don't see Brutus really calling here on the river.
No, especially when you see your opponent grab for your chips so fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's usually a sign that they're feeling very comfortable, I'll say.
And Bob, is a solid player.
He
but
is.
Doesn't get outlined all that much, so good fold. But
He knows if he just checks there, his opponent checks back. Really good to see Bob dragging a pot here. Get him close to positive.
Live 5 from seat 8.
We haven't really seen the crazy hands, especially in the Hold'em.
Yeah.
They're very, very pedestrian right now.
It's always tough to see.
Especially when you're mixing in that PLO around the each.
Yeah, exactly. So we do have a Strato 5 here, and I don't think anyone's got in the Robbie hand yet. The Jack 4. I want to see some Jack 4.
I saw that earlier. Someone said, "Oh, I had the Robbie. I beat you with the Robbie." And I said, "No, yours is suited."
Yeah, that's not the Robbie hand.
That's not the Robbie.
Yeah, the Robbie was the Jack 4 offsuit.
Yeah.
Old Jack 4 offsuit. We have Joel here, limp with the Queens, over limp against one limper. Tying limps with 9-10, Joel. We have Jerry here who's going to get in the mix with 9-7 suited.
This limp is going to work because Huggy's going to bump this up with his ace queen.
And what is Joel going to do here with the queens?
Yeah, he's going to
probably
limp raise, the classic limp raise with your big pocket pairs.
Did Huggy put in the 3-bet here, or they could just?
I see Jared. Oh, Jared raised.
Yeah, Jared.
Okay.
It was two limpers. Jared raised at 35, and we have Huggy here who just calls with ace queen off. And I imagine Joyce here has got a stack that he might want to be looking to get it in here. I don't know if he's going to shove, but he's definitely probably going to go for the 3-bet.
You might as well shove because your SPR, I mean, you're only going to have, what are you going to raise to? Half your stack and then.
And he does shove. We have Jerry get it out of the way. Ace Queen here has a decision here, Huggy. You know him better than I do, so what do you think he's going to do here?
I think he's going to fold. He didn't really show any aggression by just calling the bet there. And he knows that, you know, whenever is a limp raise all in at bluff.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, it happens, but
not very
often. Not by Joel.
Right.
Joel hasn't played hardly, he got down line at all, and hasn't played any hands.
At the same time, though, you know, Huggy here is a little bit under-repped by just calling the initial raise with ace queen here. A lot of people will 3-bet here with ace queen, and
yeah, he's lucky he didn't that after. If he would have 3-bet, he would have to call this.
Yeah,
for sure.
He still does call it off.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
Right.
He is kind of under-wrapped.
He blocks the aces.
He blocks the aces. He blocks ace king. He figures most of the time he's going to be flipping
kings,
here.
Yeah, he make kings hoping for jacks is what he's really.
Right.
Yeah, that's probably the worst case, and he does have an over.
Huggy does need the ace. So far, so good for Joel.
Oh,
there's the ace, but does have a spade draw. And the river's a break.
We're so excited for Joel.
Yeah. So Huggy is going to win this one with ace queen. Spikes an ace here.
And the funny thing is, if he would have just called the 35 and bet the flop,
and look who folded the 9-7 spades there.
Oh, that's
Jared would have flopped the 9 with the flush draw there, and definitely would have stacked, you know, the queens there. But
yeah, no matter how Joel played that, he was going to lose. He lost to the 9-7.
Exactly. Yeah. If he came in with a raise, Jared's calling, and he's going to stack him. So sometimes that happens in poker. No matter what you do, you're just destined to lose it. So Joe is going to have to rebuy here. After getting stacked with the queens, nothing he can do there, obviously. You know, he got it in the head, got unlucky. So sometimes that's the way poker works, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's happened to all of us.
Yeah.
I've done my fair share of back raising with only aces, aces or kings.
Yeah.
So
I got a rebuy for 800 C8.
So Joe's going to rebuy for 800 here.
I mean, you do see that a lot, especially if they have an early position, big hands. Because in Texas, you rarely see a hold'em hand go limp all the way around.
Right.
It never really happens. So, and if you're first to act, you definitely know you're going to have an opportunity for the 3-bet there. So.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Joe did anything wrong. He kind of set the trap. He got what he wanted and just got unlucky. So, not much else to say.
5 on me on 3.
C3 reload to 500.
And he's going to add some funds there.
No.
He's a big boy.
We have a new dealer here.
Get by?
He's a good dealer. He's a good player, too. I've played with him a few times already.
Hi, everybody.
How's it
Hey,
going?
Jake.
I think most of these dealers get in the mix too, right? They like playing. Most of these dealers here, they enjoy playing No Limit as well and PLO and stuff.
Yeah, they see all of our mistakes and learn from them.
Yeah.
You do?
I've actually, I've dealt before. I've been a dealer. Actually, worked at Bay 101 for like 4 or 5 months maybe.
Okay.
3 or 4 years ago or something like that. And I play there.
You like the new Bay 101 or the old one better?
It's
the new one's smaller.
Yeah, well, the new one is smaller. I mean, it has a ton of parking, but that doesn't. Yeah, they made it smaller for some reason, and I like the old one because you have the shooting star there.
That's what I was saying. Yeah, it's more nostalgic too.
Yeah, more nostalgic.
The fountain and everything.
Yeah, I did like the old one better for sure. But I think I heard they're trying to get the shooting star back and turn this back after this COVID stuff. So I was just there. I was there for a month. I just came back last week and visited it for a couple of times.
Let's just play one.
Trying to bring in the tournaments back and stuff, shooting star and all that, but
Very rarely
take
they
some
get
time.
And they spread all kinds of games, blackjack. And
Yeah,
all that.
yeah, they have all the Cal games they call them table games, right?
Yeah. All right, no one with a jack, and Tanya does have a 9.
Tanya does have the best hand here. She
Gray has a 9 as well.
Looks like it's a limp pot, so it's not going to get too crazy here. A better call here. Tanya well in the lead here. I imagine this turn is gonna go check for the most part.
They both have some
straight draw. Oh, they both rivers straight here.
Isn't that good for Gray? He's got the dummy in, as we say.
Right. Yeah. Jack high straight. Tanya has a queen high, and she's gonna go for some little.
This is probably a bet call.
Yeah.
Because the jack is it because it's paired? It's just great. Yeah.
It's just kind of like the cry call here, but the straight.
Got the better one.
Tanya's gonna win this one with the queen high straight.
Yeah, Jack 7. I'm glad I was not
I
in
folded
that hand.
Queen 7 suited. Both ends of that sucker.
She said she had Queen 7 suited, and she folded. As you should.
Yeah, as you should. Yeah. I think that's called a computer hand, the Queen 7 for the online grinders out there from back in the day. The computer hand, Queen 7.
You don't lose any value unless you're going to raise like min click.
Make click it, but I don't like anything in the black so
No limit phase here, and we have a 1-2. Is there a straddle going on here? I don't think, man. It's straddling here on this one.
Shame on her. She's
she's
by far the chip leader. Give a little back.
Well, she's got the 5-7 suited and folding.
I would have played that. I
definitely would have played that.
At least to open with.
Yeah, Tanya with the ace queen of spades here is going to raise it up to 15. And we'll see if anyone else picks up anything here.
It's kind of a smallish raise early on there.
Yeah, Simmerdown has the king 9, and he's going to like to see a flop here. And we do flop as open-ended for Simmerdown here. Tanya's got the backdoor nut flush draw with the ace queen high in here, ace queen of spades.
She's going to c-bet this, but
she's going to c-bet it. A little ambitious.
Yeah, and that's Simmerdown's range right there. So
yeah, and
I wouldn't even mind him raising this, but he doesn't.
She just called and it goes check check.
There it is.
Yeah, Simmerdown is gonna make it straight here on the river, and it's gonna go check check on the river, and Simmerdown's gonna win this one.
Yeah. Is that a flush? No, I think it's straight.
5 red cards.
So Simmerdown takes this one down with the old king 9 off from the big line. We did say he does like to see a lot of flops, right?
Yeah, and that makes him kind of tough to play against because you're not putting him on any pre-flop ranges at all. He's just
he's all over the place.
Yeah, so I mean, I've seen him just call ace king and not, or just like, wow, could you just raise and get me out of there?
Right.
So he's really tough to play against. You're not a GTO player by any means.
Yeah, one person had it last stream.
Tough to read those guys that are all over the place.
Yeah.
He's a true lag.
Yeah, and I think we have
our favorite.
I think Sue's rebuff. I called her rebuff.
I did some big hands in here in this double board bomb pot. Always fun.
Yeah, man. People love the bomb pots again because they get to see a flop. You're not going to get no pre-flop action, so you are going to be. That's what's fun, right?
Yeah, I mean anybody can have anything. So.
I'm rooting for Bob here.
Yeah. Let's see who flops the best of this one.
Actually, Brutus has been really quiet too.
Yeah.
We haven't seen a lot of him.
Is Brutus seat 6?
No, he is 7.
7. Yeah.
He's wearing the slow poker shirt.
Yeah, he's the one that lost with Queen Jack game spot. Let's see if anyone's got diamonds here. We got a monotone board here at the top. The Jack 45 out diamond.
Pot.
I heard pot. Somewhere said
Yeah,
pot.
I think Rianne, the chip leader, is going to pot it here with kings, with the king of diamonds here. Wow, very ambitious here.
She does have the up and downer here.
She does have the open out.
I mean, but still, yeah, that's really...
Yeah, she's got one diamond.
There was no flush draw on that board, so she could have just checked and called.
Yeah, I mean...
What happens if she gets repotted?
Yeah.
It puts you in a bad spot, right? Someone's going to repot it.
Yeah, and
diamonds for sure.
Right, the problem is if someone's got the diamonds, she can only hope to scoop one board and not double scoop, so...
Like we were talking about earlier, you hit the nuts, you want that third person in there because
yeah,
you're not going to really scoop a lot of times here.
Yeah, it looks like Great here's got a set on one board and then
right,
can't see what Tanya has there.
I don't see diamonds anybody.
I assume Tanya has a flush here because no one else does. So.
Well, Rayanne improves here.
Yeah, she does improve the top set.
She must have a crystal ball. She's done this a few times.
Yeah,
and
she's gonna keep firing.
Well,
here.
yeah, I mean, she's got to rep it, right? She's repping the flush now. She has.
Yeah.
I guess you have the king of diamonds. You can rep that.
Tanya here, I would think that she has some kind of flush here, either queen high, probably not ace high because she's going in the tank.
Gray does have the nut clubs on the top as well.
You're
so
right.
He's not going anywhere.
Yeah, and he's got upset on the bottom board.
Oh yeah,
so
you're right. I mean, he's
definitely he's gonna be there. We can't see what Tanya has, but I think she's contemplating folding a flush here. You know, Rayanne.
Probably some small flush.
Yeah, Rianne is showing a lot of aggression here.
Some small flush that kind of interacts with the top board, maybe like a 9 of diamonds, something.
Yeah, Gray here is not going anywhere.
I mean, he could do anything here, really, right?
Simmer Down here has...
He's got a straight flush draw, actually. Gray
yeah,
does.
Simmer Down here has 2 pair and a flush draw on one board, and then not much going on the other one. Well, I mean, open-ended, but I mean, there's a monotone board, so...
I don't think he's going anywhere. Yeah, there he goes.
Looks like we're going to take a river here.
That's a man you can't bluff. I can just tell you that right now.
Yeah.
That's a...
Let's see some interest.
Not that anybody's bluffing, because
yeah.
they have the goods, but just still, he's not going anywhere.
A lot of interest in river cards here. Let's see. That's
the diamonds get there.
Well, diamond was.
Oh, there was no diamonds.
Yeah,
that's the other board that we're looking for clubs.
Is Rianne gonna? Let's see. Rianne gonna scoop this?
Pot.
Wow, she's not slowing down here with the top set of kings here, and you know what? I think this is gonna work.
It's just one pair.
Yeah, well, she's got a set on the monotone board, and then she's got naked kings on one board. Wow, she's going to take this down. I don't think anyone can call here.
I think that 10 of diamonds actually helps. It's less likely someone else has diamonds in that spot.
Yeah.
And she blocks a little.
Yeah, it does.
But still, that's
very ambitious, but it's going to work out for her, I think. I don't think Simmer Down can call. Although he only does have 284 left, and there's a lot in the middle. He could have think maybe 9s and 3s are good on the
He's got to be
board.
good 1 out of 9 times, something like that, 1 out of 10.
If he thinks he does end up calling, and they're going to chop this one up, and everybody's going to be surprised to see what she has, because she was repping the diamonds pretty hard.
It's like invincible on the top.
2 pair on the bottom. There you go.
It's a great call by Simmer Down.
Yeah.
It's probably a call I couldn't make.
Yeah, I think well, he only had like 280.
Yeah,
and
want
there's
that king
a
down
million
below.
there. And
Yeah, right.
He's hoping she's got enough flush only. So Rianne got unlucky that Simmer Down kind of only had a short stack there at the end and was able to make their hero call there, but very ambitious call there too.
Wait, you got a straight flush draw?
On the bottom? Yeah.
Oh, well, okay.
So they chop another one, and Rianne
I was gonna say that's
is
impossible.
on a heater here. She's
down there.
She's running over the table.
Yeah, she's a table captain right now. You know, winning in No Limit, winning in PLO, winning in the bomb pots. She's doing it all.
And she's been very aggressive.
Yeah, she really took that 2 kings set of kings on one board and just barrel all the way to the river. So she almost scooped it. If Simmer Down had a little bit more chips, I think he probably would have laid it down.
If he had like 600, that's an easy fold there.
Yeah, definitely. That was an interesting hand there.
And those two have played lots of poker together.
Yeah.
Maybe he knows something that we don't.
Yeah. Oh, and I forgot they do the double board bomb pod on the dealer switch,
Yeah, they
right?
do. Dealer change bomb pod.
Yeah, so I thought they were changing to PLO, but they're still at no limit here, and Jared has a queen, and it's good. We're going to see some action here.
All right. He's definitely, Huggy should raise this, right? He does 3-bet.
He does 3-bet.
3-bet's light, though.
I'm interested to see what Jared is going to do here.
It's a 4-bet. I think it's a mandatory 4-bet.
I think Jared is going to put the 4-bet here in.
He's out of position, too, so.
This, depending on what Huggy does after the 4-bet, this could get in pre-flop.
Although Jared's in good position, right, with those queens, because he knows if an ace or king, that's it. That's the only thing he beats him. That's probably what he's thinking.
He does. Jared takes the more conservative route. Does just call in. He was going to evaluate, and it's
31,
flop for him.
This is going to go check, bet, raise, fold.
I have 54, though.
Yeah,
I mean, it's still a huge
Jared
change,
is a good player. He could either go for a raise or he can go for the call here.
So it means the clouds are clear. Clouds are clear now.
He's going to like to call just because if he doesn't want to get his stacks in case Huggy has aces or kings, I guess. You know, trying to play the pot control game here.
31 degrees.
Can't really, though.
Is Monday hot or cold?
I imagine it's going to go check on this turn and.
It's supposed to rain all night.
No, Huggy is going to.
Tonight or tomorrow?
Because Jared just feels so weak, right? Just so
it starts like
very on
3
the
a.m.
here.
At this point, he's just got a call now.
Yeah, he's just
he can't
calling.
raise.
So the 31 is going to be.
He probably knows he's good, for sure.
I
mean,
keep dropping.
75%.
Yeah, and after this call, if the river's a brick,
that's what I'm saying. It's going to drop throughout the whole day.
I think it's going to go check.
This is actually a great card because ace high really with the 2 pair there.
Yeah, I imagine this is going to go check. It just Huggy, it doesn't have to in his range.
He just has some showdown there.
Yeah, Jared is going to win here with queen. It's tough, even if Huggy had like aces. I mean, he could go for some value bet on the river, but the 10, Jared could have the 10, so it's just the 10 is not a good card for Huggy's range.
It was good for Jared because he was hoping that ace high there would call.
And also Jared could have any 10 there versus the 3-better is not really going to have that many 10s there pre-flop.
Yeah, I mean for me, I would prefer Jared to raise that 4-bet there pre-flop.
I really don't want to leave it out.
You can see what happened there. I mean, it still was a nice pot.
Right.
But I
definitely could have
stacks in.
He definitely could have got a much bigger pot there. He chose to go the conservative way and play a much smaller pot position against a tough opponent. So I imagine that's what it was. He takes a decent sized pot, and we continue on with no limit here. You can see Bob here with the ace-5 suited. Definitely a hand you want to come in for a raise with. Raise it up to 15. Huggy in the mix, maybe a little tilting with the 5-4 off.
He's looking to do someone dirty.
Yeah. I call that hand the natural 9 if you're familiar with Baccarat.
I am. I'm not very good at that either.
You got the natural 9 here, and whoever shows aggression here first, I think is going to win here. It's going to go check here. Bob well in the lead.
Huggy has a flush draw now, so
he's got
up and down. He's got an up and down straight draw.
This is the power position, guys. You play in position, your opponent is showing some weakness, you take advantage and you take it down with the 5-high.
All right,
I think Huggy actually had that.
Yeah, and
Bob is out.
Yeah, Bob has no spade. He just can't really continue that on that turn.
We have a live 10 from seat 4.
Sunday night.
You can see us in the background there.
Live 20 from seat 5.
We like that all week. Make you feel at home, Jared.
Okay. Awesome.
All right, are we back to PLO? We're still no limit. Let's see.
I cannot tell. It's usually got that puck around that shows holding with PLO.
Yep.
Well, if the dealer keeps stealing a lot,
then
back to PLO.
Like,
Let's
not as hot as here, but what's the killer is the fucking. It'll get like as humid as it'll hit that 100% like humidity.
Yeah, I mean we get like 80% humidity. Sometimes you get 100% on Houston, like on the coast, but like what's the hot temperature?
looks like we're back to PLO.
Like high 80s.
That's
Back to
That's called midnight.
Back to the great game of PLO.
I don't mind hot and dry. It's not hot humidity.
And we do see like a double straddle. I think it's 10-20. It's gonna be 20 a call here.
All right, can I get you guys a
standard?
For Huggy with the ace 8, 8-7.
It's not a bad, hand.
No, not a bad hand. You got the ceiling ace there.
It's got a pair. It's got
some pair connectivity. Yeah.
Super
So
high.
he does decide to come in here for raise or a call. Let's see here. He puts some chips
I would
in.
imagine it would be just a call.
Yeah, he's probably.
I can tolerate
And that's more common in PLO, the limping. There's more limping in PLO than there is in no limit for the most
Gray
part.
folded his ace jack suited there.
Oh, wow.
Not me.
No, but admittedly,
It's a little snug.
Yeah. Alright, looks like we're going to take a multi-way flop here with, let's see, Joel has a most equity here with the king, queen, 10-4. And he does flop pair and a two pair in a gut shot actually.
That gut shot working.
Yeah, he's the one that
I came here, it was like right after.
with the best hand here. Huggy's gonna take a stab here with the ace in the back door with the flush draw here.
Or whatever.
So what? How many days?
It was like
I
100
imagine
days.
this is gonna go heads up between him and Joel.
Yeah, not some
No,
particularly
that's
strong
good.
holdings here, but
They have it when I was in college because I was outside taking summer classes.
Joel has two pair.
Yeah, Joel has two pair.
I didn't even see that.
Yeah,
Okay,
Joel
yeah,
has two pair with the gut
I
shot.
was like,
Gut
I
shot
don't
to
know,
the
like,
here. And the interesting turn.
Wow,
Huggy,
flush draw,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's the best turn.
It wasn't honestly,
Other than an ace, right? He turns the nut flush draw and a gutter to the nuts. So he can actually continue to show aggression here, and it will put Joel in a tough spot with queens and fours.
But that was the low.
He does bet, and Joel is in a tough spot here because
Hey, but Alan, it's a dry heat.
yeah,
he does call.
Oh, there's the
And
flush.
look at that action river.
Oh, wow, okay.
31 was in San Angelo.
That's the
Took
action
me a
river.
minute. It took me a
Yeah.
minute to see the boat there.
We got a boat for Joel, and we have the nut flush for Huggy, and Huggy's gonna put Joel on all in, and Joel's gonna make the snap call, and Joel's gonna double up here.
All right, he gets very lucky because
That was the money
four
card.
clubs, was what Huggy needed to complete his flush,
Right.
and
That's what you call the money card, right?
so he's going to get back to even plus a little, I think, for Joel.
Yeah, and you can't really blame Huggy for trying to value bet that river after Huggy checks because Joel didn't. I'm sorry, after Joel checked, Joel never showed that much of aggression, so you can't really put him on a set or two pair or that. For he didn't show much aggression there.
Especially for him being short stacked.
Right.
He would shove on some marginal holdings as
Right.
well.
So it was kind of an easy value bet, but he was unfortunate to run into the full house there, the queen 4. So that was a nice one for Joel. He gets back to even. Gets Justice back for the ace queen earlier.
You don't get the bonus in Omaha.
Against, and it was against Huggy, right? So it's the same guys.
Yeah.
He got it back.
And poor Brutus hasn't played a hand. I'm going to go out there and check his pulse.
Yeah, he's been maybe card dead or.
Yeah, he has been card dead. And, let's see what he's got here. Sometimes you have, I mean, I'm not a believer in this, but sometimes you want to create your own luck and just kind of get in there and get in the mix.
Yeah.
Now Brutus has not very strong holdings here.
Yeah, he's got the 6 high.
He wants to play, but
sometimes the deck is not cooperating with you and what he's going to do. But Simmer Down is going to get in the mix here with the ace, king, 10, 7, 3 spades. Comes in with the limp. 3 hands.
He's got the Broadway cards. What's he looking for?
Yeah,
He's
mine
got
works
kind of the
great.
same
He
hand
just
a
throws
little
them on
bit.
top of there. I go like that.
But is it slightly better?
I don't have to do all
I have the
this.
kings play ball.
Oh, again. Kings are
Again.
dead.
You get
So
lucky.
It's nice and limp.
It's got a good
different strategy from
Jared is going to play this one aggressively.
Well, he's double suited. He's got some connections going on there.
Yeah,
He wants to see a jack.
I don't mind this play at all. Actually, he is going to be out of position, but it's easy to get away from a lot of flops there when you don't connect. So I don't mind the raise here, and we're going to take a 4-way flop here. Let's see an action flop. Which we
King
do
10, King
get,
10,
yeah,
King 10.
Yeah,
We have two King 10s.
We have two King 10s.
We have the diamonds out there.
And Jerry's got the flush draw and the gutter. Joel has aces and jacks with the gutter. Well,
Wow.
we asked
so this
for,
should go pot, pot, pot because
yeah.
both players with King 10 do not want to see a diamond. So
Yeah.
they really want to press this, I would think.
Yeah, and Jared here's the only one with the flush draw here.
It's a weak flush draw, though.
It's a weak flush draw, and after facing this race and an all-in by Bob, I imagine it's going to be tough for him to continue.
Yeah,
here.
Jared does have a gut shot.
Yeah.
Not much.
He doesn't know what the King
here is Bob shoving all in, and Jared does not have enough flush draw, and someone has King 10 with diamonds. He's in a really bad shape here, so he's going to let that go, I imagine he does.
He's all in for 90.
So no one is free rolling anyone, actually. This should go, this should be a chop unless we see some kind of like runner full house or something.
Wasting each other's time.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times you want to get that third player, but you've got the nuts, especially for Bob, who's blocking the nuts too, right?
Yeah, he's double.
With the king.
He's
so
he's double blocking it with the kings there, so
you just don't want the diamond, so you got to press the action there.
Yeah, plus Jared can have top set there and doesn't want to give him free turn or just call and let Jared with the top set or something. So he needs to definitely charge Jared's sets there, and which he does. They chop it down at the end.
Margarita machine in here.
I'm going to take a small break. Yeah, we'll be right back.
I'll do as best as I can with you guys. First time in the booth here.
And a ton of my hand.
Retiring before his
shout out again to all the guys, Drew, Corey, Michigan guys, the Florida guys, my friends from Cali.
Any of you guys in the crypto?
We're playing a big stream tomorrow, guys.
I was so close.
Playing the big stream here next week.
One of my friends was trying to talk me into it.
10:25, imagine 10:25, 50, no limit. So stay tuned and for next week. It's going to be action packed. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, I believe we're going to have a different stream. Definitely going to have some action right here.
It's always like, how did
I get all my cards?
FTX
Oh,
come out
yeah,
of nowhere?
stick them together. That's okay. All right.
What you guys
We have a Strato here and a limp.
Okay, seats. No, seat 7 call. Sorry, I'm trying to get him in. Alright, seat 7 calls. Seat 8 calls.
You guys can rate me on my commentary too. First time I do this.
Oh, the table's frozen? Okay.
Like some
sorry,
feedback
guys,
from
1
the
minute.
commentator professionals here.
I'll take my cards back.
Just take any 4 out of that pot.
We can do that. Maybe it'd be better.
We have a couple limps here. Can't see what the cards are yet. Sorry, guys.
Stroking his beard. Got something up his sleeve.
Looks like we're taking a couple seconds here to figure out what everyone has here.
Can I make my top secret play yet, or what?
Yeah.
All right, we have Brutus
finally
picking up a hand here with King Queen 10 suited queen here. Definitely a hand you want to play. Limps, we got a couple limpers here. Looks like no one has super strong here, and we're probably going to take 5 by 4.
A lot of time to think about that one.
Oh, 5 players. 12 cards against ours. Might be good. Get the muck cards.
All right. Let's see if someone's got anything here. We got an insider wrap for Simmer Down. Brutus has a 10, but not much going on in the house. Looks like Simmer Down. Oh, actually, Huggy's the one that leads out here. We can't see what he has yet. So we got a mystery hand here. Simmer Down here. I'm sorry, Gray is the one that's contemplating call here. Which he does call in, that's also a mystery hand here. Simmer Down does have an inside wrap here.
Up and down.
And he does like to call here, I like that. But he doesn't have a flush draw, so he wants to see a turn, see if he can spike it straight here. Let's see what the turn brings. Not a good turn card for Simmer down because he still has 9 high straight draw with the
I don't know.
board that's
I thought it
paired,
was
so he could be drawing that here. Let's see. Gray leads out. Or, I'm sorry, Huggy leads out. Gray folds, and I imagine Simmer down is going to lay this one down when the board pairs with
Protect the players and that they were getting screwed. They took all the money.
Not a great turn for him to continue.
Oh, teach them.
There was $15.
Huggy with the mystery hand. Imagine he had a maybe a 10 with the flush draw or something like that. So he takes it down and.
But Dallas is a
All right. Thanks for holding that down.
Sure.
Water here.
First time.
You're doing a great job.
Thank you.
Ray Ann's our big leader. Wow, up 2K.
Yeah, she's up 2K. Huggy.
TCH is just like they can like deny their permit for operations.
Raise down 1.3K.
Don't want to let them be there.
well, and then
But yeah, Rianne is the big winner now. She's table captain.
All the neighbors.
yeah.
Well, there's community condos or something right by there. They don't like it.
Nope.
What would be up to like local jurisdictions to enforce it though? Like,
Otherwise, they're mad.
That's what the state.
That's right.
The state leaves it to the county.
yeah, but if they make a ruling state,
Maybe the husbands are mad, their wives are not playing.
well, then it really will never be statewide then if the county.
It should be PC and say the significant other is out.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Significant other is out.
Will not allow it. Bell County now, you can only have so many.
Is it like each county has a different system? Are there like licenses anywhere?
That's what the state said they were doing. And the AG got re-elected, so it's not going to change. Where are they getting that deck from? Where are they getting that deck?
All right, we're still having the screen here with the winners, and the guys are down.
I know there was some talk next week. We're having a 5-10-25.
DoorDash.
Yeah,
is
5-10-25.
Okay.
Guys are coming out from Michigan, Florida. I'll be here. We get a couple of guys that play here locally.
It comes with a free
So it
hoagie.
should be an action-packed game.
Yeah, I invited a couple to see if they can also play.
Yeah, no, it's going to be good action. It always ends up being super good action when we all get together and
I think I'm going to be
nice. It's going to be a good game. Chips are going to be flying for sure.
You ran it twice, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Here?
Was it 2 rivers or 2 turns and rivers? 2 rivers.
Is that like kind of left county to county?
I don't know if it's going to, I think it's going to be just no limit. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be round by round.
Yeah, I remember the last one they had here. It was just straight no limit.
Yeah.
It was a big action game too. Last one.
Yeah.
I think they allow wine in restaurants.
I enjoy the limit here and there, but these days I'm playing much more PLO. The last couple of years I've been dabbling more in the PLO streets.
They don't even sell.
But I do enjoy no limit. That was kind of like my bread and butter for the first 10
At a
years.
bar, you can drink
Into the bar. And
That's all they had in the Bay Area, like around the Bay Area and stuff. Salinas, they had a card room there, it was all no limit. So that was all they had.
They moved it to 10.
Yeah, like I said, I do play some PLO. It's fun. I'm just not. I guess I'm just not as confident as I am at Hold'em.
Well, hold on. You can get it in. Like I said, PLO equities are going to run much closer. Most of the time when the stacks are going in, and you're going to have top set, someone's going to have a wrap and a flush draw. You got to dodge all that, right? Or vice versa. You have the wrap and the flush draw against top set, and that's always going to be a coin flip for the most part. So definitely more of a high variance game, and definitely need a bigger role for those games.
Looks like we're on a.
Yeah, I think we're in a little break here.
No, it's 1, 2, 3, show.
Do you know what time it is? Yes.
We had this debate at my house with my daughter at home.
That's actually true. in the
After
chat.
3, it's 1, 2, 3, show.
Get it together.
Being outvoted. All right.
Yeah, that's how they play it on the World Series of Rock,
I
Paper,
imagine 6
Scissors on
o'clock.
ESPN.
How long is it?
Really?
Yeah, they have the World Series of
I
that.
guess.
I don't know if it's
I don't think they have.
the Ocho.
What was wrong with this day?
I'll ask
There's a
the
couple
guys.
cards.
And see.
But
I think it's these two, actually.
What makes you set up?
Is this a commercial break? Running commercials?
Something on it?
to you.
No, what?
I think we're maybe just
That's
trying
still a
to
message
adjust
from our
like stack
sponsors.
sizes and all that.
Yeah.
maybe.
You gotta go to that technical difficulties button with like, you know, the thing they use
Yeah.
on PBS.
Like the Simpsons one where it's like the drunk cameraman.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I'll sweep it.
Alright.
Hey, Dave.
Oh,
Is that the good deck or the bad deck?
Yeah,
Don't move your chair.
Little,
I'm not moving.
maybe bathroom break. Everybody's trying to adjust the right stack sizes and stuff, but shoot, be getting back to the mix here.
Remember, $1 a card.
So I guess the big no limit game next week
Hey, it
does
used to be
start at
50
6
cents a card.
p.m. So
$1. I think it's $1.
and it's gonna be on Friday. Yeah, Friday the 18th. 10:25 no limit, which
How graceful.
with an optional 50 straddle, which I assume a lot of these guys don't want to do the straddles. Always in the mood to get in there and gamble it up. So it's 6 p.m. live stream. Don't miss it, guys. It's gonna be a fun, a really fun stream. A lot of guys that like to get in the mix and gamble and mix it up. Me and Drew always level each other so much in no limit. Like we just call each other so light all the time. We have like a thing where we say like, oh, by the river, like I can't be like everything gets served straight, gets served flush, and this can be PLO too. Like it doesn't matter what the game is. He's like, I can't beat anything, but I call. All right, you're good. Usually that's how it works. Just, like just trying to play each other, but nothing personal. It's all.
It never is.
No,
Or
never
it shouldn't
is.
be.
No, of course not.
So we have Robert in the chat. So Ray Ann is our big winner right now. I think she's up 2K.
Yeah, she's the
She
big
is
winner right now.
steamrolling this table.
Yeah. She's a team captain right now, table captain. Definitely.
She's playing fast too.
Yeah, that ace queen hand really paid off for her earlier in the stream. Ended up winning a big one there, a nice one from was it Gray? I think it was from Gray.
Speaking of Gray, he's got some nice cards there.
Yeah,
Jacks, suited Jack 10.
He's in the mix with the King Jack Jack 10.
I feel like that's everybody's favorite hold'em hand, Jack 10 suited.
Yeah, yeah. It looks like we're gonna take. Wow, everybody's in, huh? Mostly, almost a family pot here. 2, 4, 6 players, 7 players in.
So Jack's hit.
The Jack's is the nuts.
He
here.
has the nuts so far.
But look at this. Tanya has the straight draw and the flush draw. Let me see. Anybody else with anything there?
Well, Huggy has.
Yeah, Huggy's got
open-ended
open-ended with the jack.
Backdoor straight flush.
Oh, we got a set of 6s here.
Set of 6s, set of jacks. This could get ugly. We have 4 players with some really good holdings here.
this is gonna get interesting here. We have Gray definitely in the lead, but he has to dodge a lot of cards here. We have the open enders.
Out.
Yeah, we have the open enders. We have the flush draws, and Tanya the only one with a flush draw here. She can't know that, of course. She'll rather see a straight on the turn than a flush.
Yeah, she's looking for. She's got what we call a wrap here, the bottom end.
Yeah.
So she's got lots. A 5 gives her a straight. Is that what I'm seeing? 5, 7, 9, 10.
Yeah, she's got a little wrap ski.
It's good about PLO. You can have 4 cards that make your straight.
And the turn is as clean as it gets for pocket jacks here.
That is.
You can't ask for a much more cleaner turn card here for Gray.
I would like to see a club though, just to bring a little bit more equity.
Yeah. Well, Joel doesn't want to see a club, right? He'll rather have it be as much brick as you can. But Gray leads out, and Tanya here with the decision. I don't know. I don't think she can fold yet here.
No.
I think she has to call it here and see what develops on the river here.
But you hate calling it off. Well, she has a straight flush draw, though.
Joel has a decision here. He's going to probably... Wow, does he fold his 6s? Wow, that's a good fold. He just folded bottom set there, 6s.
Yeah, there's no straight there right now. There's no flush.
Yeah,
I mean, he's right.
Yeah, very, very disciplined.
Yeah,
very disciplined fold. And the river's a brick, and Tanya's
7-5? Was there? I thought
yeah,
I saw 7-5.
it's going to be a brick for Tanya. She ends up bricking her wrap in a flush draw, and she ends up with ace high here, which is... not good. So
I mean, Could have been worse. She could have hit something smaller.
Yeah. Gray takes that one down. Surprisingly, set of jacks holds against 5 players there, and Joel with the big fold, folding a set there. It's a great discipline fold.
Yeah, you typically don't see top set hold ever.
Yeah, especially super multi-way.
Yeah,
with so many draws, you know. And
that was the cleanest run out he could have.
Yeah, very clean run out for Gray there.
Literally, any other cards would have really changed the
yeah.
Texture of that.
Right, but
board.
he wasn't deep enough where he really had to worry about getting put to the test because he only had like 250 left by the river, and you know unless it was a diamond, he was going to be shoving no matter if a straight card came there. But he took a nice one there, and we move on to the next one. We got the $10 Strato here.
Alright. Tanya, can I stand? Thank you.
Simmer down with the 5, 6, 6, 7. Definitely good enough to call for 10 here.
C2 calls. C3 calls. C4 calls.
Charity's got the 7s. Huggy's got a decent hand. He's Queen 10-8, 3 clubs. You don't really want to have 3
Brutus,
clubs
yeah, nothing really.
Yeah, so we take another one of these 7-way flops here. See who flops the best hand here.
Huggy's hand looks nice, but it's
yeah,
it needs a specific flop for that. And
yeah,
that's nice. He's got 2 pair there with. He's got a gut shot as well.
A lot of people have a straight draw here. We have the Jack 9, the 7-9,
the Ace Jack with
the Ace
gutters.
Jack. Let's see if someone wants to be aggressive on this flop, and it does check around. Does anyone
There's
have
a boat.
8?
Huggy has a boat right now.
All right, we see Huggy with the boat.
It's not the good boat though. It's a tougher one, right?
Yeah, but I can't imagine anyone else here getting way out of line here with not much, right?
Simmer's gonna be aggressive here. He's
got the gutter and the flush draw, but he's
yeah. It's gonna be a tough one to try to get through so many players.
Yeah,
and I think Huggy should. Yeah, he's just gonna call this.
Yeah, he's just gonna call and hope that Simmer down. If
he's played with Simmer
a
few times.
If he does have a draw, maybe hopes that he gets there on this river.
Yeah, there are diamonds out there, so hopefully he wants a diamond. And a diamond
There's
comes.
a diamond, but
and a straight comes in.
I would have liked Huggy to lead out there, but it's gonna go check, and Huggy's gonna win with the full house here. I think if he leads out, Simmer down can feel like he's got to maybe pay it off with a flush there or something.
How do you do rock, paper,
8's full of queens is going to be good
so
enough for Huggy there.
You do 1, 2, 3 go?
Yeah, that's a good point. Huggy, when that flush comes in, and the straight.
Right.
Really, it's the flush.
Right. He can lead out and get Simmer down, or maybe make a hero caller with any flush there.
And his flush has showdown, so he's not going to bet it.
Right. Exactly. So I would have liked
yeah, 1, 2, 3.
Huggy there to lead out, but he does check.
You always throw on the
Does
third.
win
No,
that.
1, 2, 3,
Rock,
shoot.
paper, scissors. You
Yeah,
throw on
yeah,
scissors.
there it
Rock,
is.
paper, scissors,
No.
throw. You guys are only say the full thing. Rock, paper, scissors, throw.
That must be some Texas shit.
I'm from
A little
Illinois,
slow
so.
on the draw.
Yeah, I'm from Philly, and we did 1, 2, 3, shoot.
Shoot, yeah. That's what
You say the full thing. Rock, paper,
Listen,
scissors.
if you want to win the gunfight, shoot first.
Well, actually, I'm mad if you shoot second, you're
No,
pro.
I know. There was a little bit of irony.
Looks like Brutus is still pretty card dead.
Yeah, I think this is the worst night I've. I mean, he's not really losing because he's not playing a lot of hands, but I've not seen him this card dead. And I've done a few streams with him on there.
Well, that's the good thing about being card dead. Sometimes you can't lose. You can't really lose much.
You lose blinds or
right.
one small bet here and there, but.
The bad thing is when you're getting all these big hands and you're losing every hand, that's when it's costly, right? That's when it's costing you.
It's going to reverse on him. He's going to get a big hand, and everyone's going to fold to him.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the problem with not playing any hands. When you do pick up a hand,
you'll get the old, I haven't seen you bet all night, and
right.
fold
Yeah.
jacks.
Exactly, yeah. So we have Bob here with the 4, 5, 8, 9 double suited. We have some hand here, some hands. It looks like it's a 20 straddle, and we're getting a bunch of limps here. So we're going to take one of those multi-way flops again and see what develops
I mean,
here.
Jared looks to be the strongest, I guess, because he's suited. He picks up a up and downer here.
Simmer down's got to open into this one with the jacks.
He's
Overpair.
got 2 pair for Huggy.
Huggy's the one that has the best hand at the moment.
With a gut shot,
right?
That'll be no good.
Right.
Oh wait, no, Jared already flopped it. No, I'm looking at something else.
Yeah.
I was looking at Huggies, but I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
He flopped this.
Yeah, the flop is 10 out of 5 rainbow, and that's a good one for Huggy because it's rainbow too, so he does flop top 2, but he has to worry about a lot of straight draws here with so many people in the hand.
And you look at everybody's equity, it's pretty much even, 15,
and that's
16.
the problem when you take these super multi-way flops, right? Like even if you flop top 2 here, you still got to dodge a lot of straight draws.
Simmer doesn't care. He's going all in here.
Simmer down is going all in.
He's got a
here.
good hand. He's got a good draw.
Yeah, he's open-ended on a rainbow board, and he does have the overpaired. So he elects.
Jared has the same draw.
Yeah, Jared.
He's got the backdoor flush though.
Yeah, Jared.
He folds.
Yeah, because I like his fold. You can be up against King Queen Jack that has a massive wrap, and you're drawing pretty then or a set, right? So. It's close.
Huggy gets called.
Close to a coin flip here. Let's see if Huggy can.
I think Huggy's going to pull it out here.
Yeah. He needs to dodge.
That's a straight.
King.
That's a straight.
No. He needed
8-6,
no.
right?
Oh, 6-8. Yeah, but Huggy didn't need to improve. Correct. Yeah. Simmer down needs an 8 or a king, and he doesn't get it.
Huggy got both. Wow.
Huggy got both,
He already had 2 pair.
Yeah, 2 pairs in a hug.
Huggy.
And he's going to win a decent sized
pot. I think Huggy is a thinking player. I think he's thinking, well, I have top 2. I lose to a set, and that's it.
Right.
It made this guy maybe just drawing. That's exactly what it was down to, right?
Yeah.
He did have the overpair,
and
but
he did have a gut shot just in case he was beat. So.
And he hit that gut shot.
Yeah, kind of stunner-ish hand there. He does hold on both boards, and he's gonna end up scooping a nice pot here.
That's unfortunate. Well, it looks like that's going to be. I don't think Simmer's buying in. Again, I think that's going to be it for Simmer.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we got another player waiting to play here.
Let me look into my crystal ball.
Yeah,
I think we'll have another player.
I think we'll have another player here soon. Eric. I think that's Eric.
Yeah, man, he's a good player in his own right.
Yeah, Eric.
He's a pressure player.
I play with him.
Yeah, he likes to.
Number of times. He knows what he's doing. So we're still in the PLO round here. PLO always takes a while.
So Huggy now is creeping up on Rian here at 1,500. Nice night for him. And nobody is really, outside of our top 2, no one's really...
looks like Rian and Huggy are the team captains right now.
They found any traction.
Yeah.
And Brutus, I don't ever remember him losing, but he's down 400, it says. Yeah. I don't remember.
It's pretty brutal for Brutus.
Brutus is...
Yeah, Brutus has had a brutal night so far. Pretty card dead, but not much damage here. Only down 400.
Yeah, that's
a bunch of straddles going on, and he's been just losing his blinds and stuff. So not a lot of damage there for him.
I know. I accidentally caught my hand on that. There were 2 5 of spades in the deck. There were 2. Are you serious?
The one that we've been playing with?
Yep. Well, we only played one hand with it.
Do you I know that Johnny was telling me about you a little bit before you came over here. Do you find you study a lot of the poker, right? Do you find do you study through watching streaming or vlogs, or or you take courses and stuff like that?
No, it's funny. I've always been more like I like to watch. So I grew up just watching these Poker After Dark episodes and high stakes, with the Antonians, Dewan, all these guys that used to battle these super high stake games back in the day, and I kind of just learned from watching these guys play and just getting in the felt and playing. Luckily I was I grew up in a place where in my card room it was a soft game, soft no limit game. So I was never in a tough game. So I was able to just always kind of run over everyone and my own style, my own aggressive style, and I just learned and I put in a ton of hours and I just learned more like a natural, not so much like get in the lab or anything, but. I do learn a lot by watching people play, like the good players play, and see what they do, how they do it, you know, what their moves are and stuff. So that's kind of how I learn. Not so much like getting in the lab, although, you know, it works for someone. People, you know, there's something wrong with getting in the lab and studying, especially for tournaments, right? Tournaments is a different game. Well, in cash games too, you can get in the lab and learn a lot. But as for me, I've just kind of always been like a natural with like any card game, really. Like I'm pretty solid in like card games, any card games. So. But yeah, I came up playing No Limit and transitioned to PLO like maybe 3 years ago. Like
Okay.
Drew put in the PLO bug in me when we first met back in Florida. There's Florida and Texas always been like a big PLO states, and not so much in Cali where we were, right, in the Bay Area. So I started playing a ton of PLO, and then after the pandemic, I just played online, bunch of PLO, and that's kind of how I learned the game, just playing a ton online.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so
I'm retired, so we moved here in the pandemic. Right when the pandemic hit, we just my wife can work from home and stuff like that. So I just retired, and we moved out here and really just started playing poker. I mean, during the pandemic, I was flying from San Francisco to Vegas, like I said,
right,
to play. I have a friend of mine out there who's a local poker pro, so I would just play 1-2. My first ever tournament, I binked. You know those Venetian $600 deep stack?
Yeah, you binked one of those?
Third. Well, I came in third.
Oh, nice. That was a nice score.
It was a great score, yeah.
Nice little bankroll booster.
It was one of those 2-day tournaments, my first tournament, really. And so I remember sitting at the table, and everybody was like so serious. Like I was like, "What's going on?"
Yeah,
with the hoodies, the back.
Yeah, right.
It was like you're
super robotic.
I was just like, "Wow, this is so stereotyped."
Yeah.
And so they were asking me, "What's your name?" I'm gonna look you up on Hinton Mob. I didn't know what that was.
Right.
And so I looked at everybody else out. They have $500,000 winning. Yeah. I was the only person that had 0 zeros.
Right. You never been in that kind of environment.
No, it was just, and so that's why it helped me because I was so loose. I didn't care, right?
Right.
I came in third, and that's what got me kind of hooked.
Nice. I ended up banking a nice score last year, MSPT win here in San Diego. We all met there for a weekend, like guys from Michigan, Florida. I was in Cali, but I flew from San Jose to San Diego. We all met there and had a ton of fun. Ended up banking first place, like 140 MSPT there. So that was a nice little bankroll booster. And
yeah. I don't really play tournaments now. I mean, I did well in one tournament at the lodge, some $400,000 guarantee.
Yeah, the
yeah,
monster that they
but
have.
this was like last year.
Right.
I haven't played a tournament this year.
Yeah,
at
they
all.
do it. Yeah. I mostly play cash.
I need that instant gratification.
Yeah.
I get those 2-day things. You go second day and you still don't win.
Right. Just like get your money back.
Yeah, it's just not.
Yeah.
It just takes too long.
Definitely super top heavy here. So.
All right, we are back. This is a bomb pot here.
We have the double board bomb pot. And
so let's see if I have hearts here. Anybody have hearts?
Let's see if anyone's got anything here. Wow, we see Gray's hand. He's got 2 pair aces and deuces and a gutter on one board.
It's a couple players with king. We see a wrap for Bob here.
Yeah, and he goes check, and Bob is going to turn the nuts on one board.
Yeah.
But nothing on the other board.
So someone has flush. Do I see hearts anywhere? Well, I see Brutus with the worst. Oh no, I see Brutus has the worst hearts.
So we got a wheel. Actually, Jared has got a.
Oh, he's got the wheel.
He's got the wheel and an ace on one board, and he does have the ace blocker heart that can rep if the heart was to come on the bottom board. So I think we're going to see some action here on the turn with someone having a Broadway and someone having a wheel on one board. Actually, Rayanne has a wheel as well.
This is one of those things when you have a straight, it's just
you
tend to play a little bit more passive.
Yeah, especially if you don't have anything going on the other board.
Yeah, you get quartered so much.
Yeah.
It's
Let's see what Jared decides to do here with the wheel and the ace blocker and then an ace on one board. If he decides
I think that's that's an under rep skill is the blockers.
He does pot it here.
Yeah,
he does pot it here.
He's currently got the nuts, I guess.
Yeah, he's got the nuts, and he has the ace of hearts, so he can.
That's really important because he knows someone else doesn't have the ace of hearts.
Right.
He can rep it. I think that's more in Hold'em. You'll see that a lot more. It's tough to get somebody to blow someone off a hand that if they have a.
Yeah, and if no one folds on this river. Jared and Rianne are gonna get quarter here if Bob still stays in there with the Broadway, which Bob he calls no one.
Yeah, when you have that Broadway or you got a wheel, you're in calling mode. You're not necessarily raising a lot.
No,
that's unfortunate.
Heart comes in.
Yeah.
7 comes in, so
nobody has hearts.
Yeah,
Brutus folded the
pretty
winner.
interesting. Jared actually goes from getting quartered to now he has a bigger straight. So he's got the 4-6 now. And Rianne is going to end up getting nothing unless she finds a way to make the other guys fold. But
It sucks because Rianne does block the straight as well with her double 4s. This is just a tough one.
Let's see what Jared decides to do here. I think it's going to go check, check, check. I don't see him. Yeah, it goes check, check, check. And Bob and Jared are going to get half of the pot each.
I really thought that was going to be bigger.
Yeah.
If I had the ingredients to be.
Yeah.
I guess. I mean.
The thing is, Rianne only had something going on for her on one board and nothing going on the other board. And Bob is the same way, right? He only had a Broadway, but doesn't have anything going on the other board. So he didn't want to put in a ton of chips just with one board locked up and nothing going on the other board because.
We have seen Rianne, though, be aggressive with less than that. So I was anticipating her.
Yeah.
You know, she has a straight. She has the nuts right now. I'm firing away.
You're right. You're right. She was very aggressive.
Very aggressive, but I guess out of position against these two players, I like her discipline just to let that go. And Brutus continues to have the pain of not getting a hand. I've been there. I've gone 4 hours without playing a hand.
Yeah.
And it's tough.
It's tough.
You get needled a lot, too.
Yeah.
In the comments.
You get called a lot of things. The most common one being a nit. But can't blame him if he's been super card dead. I mean, there's only so much you can do sometimes.
Right into the microphone.
All right, we're going to have J-Win play next week.
Oh, nice.
Have you heard of him?
I've heard of him.
Yeah, he's a great player.
I have not played with him yet because I think he played in one of the streams here. But
he did, yeah. The last time they had the big stream.
Which is 2 or 3 weeks ago, however long that was. I was in California.
Okay. He's a vlogger, too. I don't know if
Is he a vlogger?
Yeah, he's
okay.
a good vlogger,
Yeah. I missed that stream, but I know who he is. I just haven't played with him yet. But it should be a really, really fun stream next week. All right, we have some early hands here.
Tanya's been a little quiet too.
Yeah, she's been a little quiet.
Yeah,
card dead. She limps.
Kind of like her hand. I know it's not a premium.
Right.
It has a lot of possibility. You have your double suited.
Yeah, but when you're card dead, those hands
looks
look
like
much
a really
better.
good
Yeah.
hand,
They look much better than
Brutus is looking for that hand right there.
Exactly. Yeah. Joel has the 5-6.
Ooh, Eric. Well, it looks better than it is probably.
Yeah.
He needs a very specific flop.
Doesn't want to see clubs because Gray's got the nut clubs there, but. A lot of clubs.
They both
out.
have 3 clubs.
Yeah,
so it's
a lot
probably
of
not
clubs
going to
out.
happen.
Right, Ace King. We have Eric flopping top 2 here.
So that's the kind of flop probably Eric was looking for here.
Tanya's got a piece here. She's got a gutter and a flush draw here. Doesn't have the nut flush draws. So
second nuts isn't
right. She turns the gutter. She turns the nut straight though. Tanya does turn the nut straight with a redraw here, and Eric.
I like her to be aggressive here.
Yeah, and she will be. She will be once Eric actually.
Just repot this right here.
Yeah, she's going to repot, and Eric's going to be in a tough spot here with the top two and the blocking.
I mean, she does lose if the board pairs, but you can't be afraid of those kind of things.
Right, especially because she's got the flush redraw.
Yeah, she does raise. That's a nice raise. Yeah. That's a tough spot for Eric, right? He does have – he's drawn to a 10 for a chop. Right,
yeah, he makes a snap fold. He's played against Tanya before in the past, and knows she's not really getting out of line too much, so – he does snap fold.
I think both players play that well. I mean, you typically don't get 3-bet there or re-raised without having the nuts.
Yeah.
On the turn.
Eric actually lost the middle one because if he bets
he
flop, she's calling, and then she's getting there on the turn. So, nice little pop for Tanya here. So you say you're not really playing at any tournaments these days? Mostly no limit cash.
Yeah, I just play. No, tournaments. I mean, I'll play occasionally the 5-hour tournaments, $100 buy. You know, that kind of stuff just for
like a one-day
tournament.
Just for fun, mostly.
Yeah, just just for, I don't want to go too long.
Right.
I just don't find. I don't think I think I'm much better at just regular cash.
Yeah.
2-5.
Plus you're not tied up. You can get up whenever you want and stuff, right?
I find myself anxious and push more than I should.
Yeah.
It's just.
Tournament is definitely more of a patient. You got to be much more patient in tournament and stuff because, you get knocked out.
It's a lot different than cash.
Right.
Yeah. Bluffing is. I mean, you do see bluffing in tournaments, or not like you do in cash games.
Right. Yeah.
And I also want to play tournaments that. It's kind of the opposite of what I just said. I want to play tournaments that have longer levels, like 40-minute levels.
Yep.
Because these turbo type 20-minute just.
the main in Vegas is 2 hours.
I know that's the 2 hour which I will be playing.
Yeah. I played it. Had the fortune to play it twice. The last 2 mains and very very. I mean the best tournament I've ever played by far. It's just something you got to play for sure if you like the game. Just 2 hour levels. You have all the big blinds, all the time in the world to be able to stack. So definitely the best tournament in the world. So we have kings here with Brutus. Brutus has a good hand now. Look.
And one of them is suited.
One of them is suited.
And there's some connectivity for him. So he's definitely. That's the first raise I think I've seen him. I could be wrong. Sorry, Brutus.
Yeah.
I don't mean to slight you there, but.
Yeah. And we have some Joel's in the mix and
Rand's got a nice little hand there.
Let's see if the kings can hold here. Brutus and maybe
Joel. That's a tough one right there because there's not a lot.
He's got the nut spades.
Yeah, he's got the spades going.
He does flop the best hand, I believe, with the ace.
He's got hearts. Nobody's got.
Brutus has
Brutus
hearts.
Got hearts. So he's got the nut hearts.
Brutus got the nut hearts, and he's open-ended.
And he's gonna push this, I think.
Yeah, he should be able to win this one with aggression, even though Joel has the best hand here. Brutus can just win this with aggression because he can have all the sets. You're right, top set, 2 paired stuff. Joel only has a gut shot and an ace. Doesn't have hearts. I mean, it's going to be tough for him.
So yeah, it's a weird gut shot.
Weird gut shot. Plus, Rand has 2 of the 8s as well. So I imagine Brutus is going to take this one down. Even if he gets called to here, he has so much equity. He's a favorite.
I think at this point he wants to get called.
Yeah, you're right. He
would want to get called in. Looks like
he gets the respect of not playing any pots in 2 hours.
Like we talked about earlier, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so that's.
It's so funny. It doesn't seem like it, but almost 90% of poker players know what everybody's doing throughout the whole game. They know how many plays, they count how many hands they played, and it's just the weirdest.
Yeah, Brutus takes it down with the kings, king, 89, and
only gets a win on the board, and he shows him as VPIP 41. So again, those are a lot from the PLO hands.
Yeah,
we have a little bit more higher VPIPs than we normally would.
That's probably the 41 VPIP is probably from the bomb pods, overboard bomb pods. He's got a.
You're forced to play.
Forced to play, yeah. Because we haven't seen him voluntarily put money.
Yeah, I mean I would have to go back. But are you gonna go back and watch this?
Probably.
I used to play a lot of streams, especially last year. I played like 50-something streams all over.
Oh wow! Okay.
And I would always watch him back and forth. And, but when I commentate, I never watched him because I can't stand my voice.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I'll watch a little bit of it, but
it's funny how we don't know how we sound until we actually
I'm like,
until we actually watch, or you said you don't really go.
I mean, I'll watch a few minutes, like I can't do it.
Right. Yeah. I think that's the case for most people. They don't really like how they sound.
I hear other commentators' voices. I'm like, wow, that's a good voice.
Yeah.
That really goes over well.
I think one of the best ones is what's his name? This poker professional poker player, also doing the commentating. He's what's his name?
Where does he play?
He's Vegas. He's like a Vegas pro. He's really good. Shulman? Is it Shulman?
Nick Shulman.
Nick Shulman.
Yes.
Oh, he's got a great voice.
No, yeah, he's an exceptional player.
Yeah, exceptional player.
And his dad was too. Yeah, his dad was really good.
But he's a great commentator.
He is.
I mean, he understands the game. I mean,
I thought you were going to say Doug Polk.
No, not Doug Polk.
I was like,
I did play.
He's a great player.
Yeah.
Oh, we have. Well, we don't have anything.
We have aces. 2 guys have aces, but
that's fun.
That's not a very good flop for their hand in general, right? When you're up against 2 other opponents who called you in PLO, not the best board for aces. Not the worst, but not the best. They don't have a draw. Tanya's got an 8.
We see 6-7 or something like that. We don't.
Yeah, and she's gonna.
Huggy's got a gut shot, but I mean,
I imagine the first aggressor here is gonna. Bob is actually the. Let me see. Well, it's close to flip here, and we do have a 7 of diamonds that gives Bob a flush draw here with this queen. Gray has a gut shot now. It's blocking some of the straights, but still only has aces. Surprisingly, still in the lead though with aces here on this board.
yeah, it's just, I mean, you can't really think your aces are good there, and then the flush gets. This is not going to be very hard for Gray to get away from this one.
Yeah, I imagine this is going to go. Yeah, there you go. Bob is leading out, and Gray can't really do much. Doesn't even have the ace of diamonds. Can't really rep a.
Yeah, especially when it's Bob betting.
Right.
Yeah, you. I actually think he's leading out light with not the nuts.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he's just showing off right here. It's just
a
little bit of Hollywood.
Not much Gray can do here on this river. You gotta let it go here, and he does.
I think most sets would fold there too.
Yeah. Especially Bob is repping flush or better there, so or straight or better, but most likely a flush or. So Bob takes a nice one down. We didn't see how the money didn't go in pre-flop with the 2 people having aces.
Yeah, I mean,
not that you want to get it in every time with aces pre-flop.
You see that with PLO,
Yeah.
that when someone has aces, they're super aggressive. I'm a believer in the opposite almost.
Yeah.
Unless I'm some sort of ace king, ace 5 suited, or something like that, something that just gives me.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, none of them had a
It's
great.
just tough to.
None of them had great aces, really. Ace 4 8.
Yeah.
You know, ace 10 7, not the best aces. So they decided to go with the passive route, and Tanya lost him in there with the aces.
And we do have Eric in here. A freshly shaven Eric, it looks like.
Yeah, freshly shaven Eric.
I expect him to be aggressive in this situation here. He's usually an aggressive player anyway.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. So. I think he already played the hand versus Tanya where.
Oh yeah.
Right, he flopped top 2, and then he ended up just folding the turn to a Tanya raise. But we're back to no limit, guys. Back to 2-card poker here. And Gray is going to come in here for a raise, I believe, here with the whole 10-8 off.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. If you're going to play and come in for a raise, if you can.
And you can get away with raising lighter and no limit because it's much harder for people to have anything in no limit, right, versus PLO. Most of the time, people don't have much.
And really, holding's about repping a certain range.
Yeah.
You have, right, whether you have that range or not.
Yeah, usually being aggressive and no limit pays off in the long run. And we'll see. You see, like here, if it goes check, he bets. No one can do anything, right?
Yeah, no one even has a 6.
Yeah, no one has a 6. No one has a draw. There's no draws on the board. So I imagine if Gray takes a small stab here, he's gonna take it down here.
The only problem, I mean, for him, no one has anything. His opponents don't have anything, but an ace would never bet this.
Yeah.
So he's repping some sort of high pair.
Right.
It's like 10s or jacks or something like that, but Joel blocks it.
Right.
But again, yeah, his king high is still better than all of them.
Yeah, Jared here only has a queen high here and probably gonna like to fold here unless he wants to get tricky here. No, he lets it go, and you know, aggression wins here on this one for Gray. Takes it down with the 10-8 and nice hand there by Gray. Aggression.
And we just talked about aggression, and Gray's right up there. And Huggy's actually his aggression frequency is over 50%, which is a little bit surprising. And Brutus is right down there to 29.
Yeah, Ray Ann slowed down after winning those few big pots, right? She's kind of
she's locking it up.
She's locking it up. Yeah.
She's gonna lock up those wins.
Yeah, she's locking.
Nothing wrong with that, though. I mean, if you.
Yeah, she ran over the table the first half an hour of the stream, and now she's probably a little bit card dead as well.
I might break it because it'll be a live 20 if I do it.
No, it'll be live 10. No, he's just saying all the people who are going to do live 10.
I know, but I'm just saying if I do a live 10, it's going to become a live 20.
Oh, all the more reason to do that.
Puts me in a really bad position, though.
C9 raises to 30.
All right, we're back in action here. Let's see. Eric is going to come in for a raise with the 6-6.
Games always need help.
From the hijack. Jared is in one of the blinds. Is going to like to defend.
I like to call 5-2 suited. You never see it. It just,
yeah.
I think everybody has their own favorite low cards, right? I mean,
Hug is going to defend his last straddle, closing the action, and not a good flop for anyone here.
Yeah, the pre-flop aggressor really should take a stab at that one.
Yeah,
but
this is one of those hands. Whoever bets first is going to win, I think.
Well, Huggy is in the lead, and he's got to think he's good there. No one showed any interest in this incredibly dynamic board and on the flop.
Yeah,
but
no one's trying to get aggressive here, and I think Huggy's going to win this one with the 7.
Yeah, I'd like to see Eric bet that flop anyway. But
although Jared here can lead out and wrap something here, which he is going to. He's capable, I know that. So he looks strong leading into 2 people here, and knows that no one is showing any kind of interest for this hand. So that's I like the bet here actually. And Huggy, you know, not closing the action with Eric still behind, is kind of tied up here, and I imagine he's going to let it go here with the 7 only.
Yeah, you think if somebody had an ace, they would have bet. I like the call.
Oh wow, he's
well because if an ace would have bet the flop, a king would have probably bet the flop.
Yeah,
he's losing to a jack. I think
he goes for the hero call with the 7, and it works out for him. Good call by Huggy there. Jared doesn't like that. He thought he should have gotten away with that.
Well, his story didn't make a lot of sense, right? The king is not going to, I mean, you think you would bet an ace or a king before you get to the river.
Yeah. I guess that was Huggy's same thought process. He thought if he had a king of some sort, probably bet the turn there when it checks.
I think
on the flop.
If Jared would have bet the turn,
yeah, then
says king or jack for sure, right? Because no one.
I think Jared can still check some hands like king 9, king 10 there, and then just bet that river. But yeah, I mean at that point when he bets that big, pretty much a pot size bet, he's saying he has a king or nothing. So Huggy smelled that one off and paid him off with the 7. Good
say you have nothing.
Yeah, good call. Especially not closing, especially with Eric behind. Although Eric didn't show much interest in the hand. So.
He had a different one where they loaned money to a...
Good call.
Jared will remember that hand, and he'll slow play some monster on him.
Yeah. That's usually polygon. Jared's smart enough to do that, so.
He said nice hand, which usually means I want to get you later.
Let's see what Gray does here with the...
I mean, again, I love those little suited connectors. The one gapper there, they just...
Yeah, he's under the gun, and with the $10 straddle, let's see if he decides to come in with a limp or a race here.
It's tough being under the gun, though, right?
Yeah.
Because you could get easily 3-bet there, so you just got to be a little cautious. Probably makes her like a $45 something like that.
Yeah, he's going to come with the 4X, so 40 another gun with the 4 I like it.
Yeah, he doesn't do a lot of limping, so he's
Jared in the big line here with the king deuce. I think he's going to defend here, his big line. And we have Huggy here in the straddle that lets it go. And we're going to take a
what about if
flop heads up here, I believe.
Omaha, all of your cards are
3-bet. 3-bet. Sorry, 3-bet by Jared from the big line.
Gets snap called.
And he got snap called. Yeah. Let's see what develops here.
I mean, Gray is in position here.
That's not a good flop for Jared, but
he's going to c-bet this.
If he c-bets this, he's going to take it down. Yeah, he does see
it. It looks like ace, queen, king, queen, something like that.
Wow, is Greg going to play the here? He floats. There you go. We got a floater with the 6.
Well, he needs help. A 5 of clubs would be nice.
But I think, well, he's floating. I think he's got some thoughts in mind to take
nefarious intent.
I think he's going to try to take this down on the turn if Jared checks here.
Well, obviously you don't float that with thinking you're good.
Right.
You're building a plan here.
He's got some plans, and Jared does check the turn, and I don't blame him. It's not a great board.
And I'm thinking, we were just talking about building a story. That's the story. He's building a story that he's got. That's what Tin Jack would do.
Yeah. There you go. There's the aggression by Gray. The floating on the flop, the aggression, and it's gonna work. Yeah, Jared can't do anything here. He's tied up with the king deuce and lets it go.
He goes for a little bit bigger sizing too. 300,
yeah.
75%, something like that.
Yeah,
I
Gresham
thought it
pays
was
off
a
again.
$20 straddle. I didn't hear him say it was 40, and the way his chips were set up, it looked like 40.
Oh, I see what happened. Jared thought that the straddle was on for the 20. He didn't think that there was a race to 40, so evidently he made a small...
He almost min bet, yeah. I thought that was weird, 95 is what he made.
He went from 40 to 90, so almost a min raise out of position, so that makes sense. He thought there was a 20 straddle, and he was making a 90 himself. So that ended up costing him a couple hundred there, the 90 and then the C-bet, by not knowing that it was an initial raise.
And Gray doesn't care. He's tell that story to somebody else.
Yeah, Gray doesn't care. He made that was a nice little float there with the 6 high with the backdoor flush draw and the 6 high and up taking it down.
That's a really high level play too. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, nicely done. Yeah, not too many people have that in their arsenal to just float there with the 6 high after getting 3-bet. But maybe he recognized that the 3-bet was a mistake or something, and he kind of just smelt some weakness there. So nicely done.
Alright, we got a full seat 9. But I'm really close to that.
Brianna here looks like she's tired of folding.
Do you know which
Yeah, she's been quiet the last hour or so, I believe, and she's going to pick a less than marginal hand to do that with.
She's got the natural 8, the Baccarat natural 8. So decides to come in with for a raise with the king 8 off, and we have Joel here with the queen jack off, and it's gonna call. She gets one caller to see if anyone has anything.
Jared might like to call it. No, he folds that. Huggy has a real hand.
Huggy calls.
Just gonna call here.
Gray is in with the jack 10. What he was wrapping last hand. Right?
Yeah.
We floated. Let's see if we get an action flop here.
A jack would be.
We got a queen
We got
here.
a queen. I was going to say all the
we have
jacks
Huggy
are
with
out.
enough flush draw and Joel with the queen jack with the top pair. So we could see some action here on this flop.
Rayan does check. That board is not her.
And I actually do like a check raise here from Huggy with enough flush draw and knowing that Joel has been here in position. But he elects to just call here. So that's not bad. That's not a bad play also.
Yeah, but if that diamond comes, he's not going to get paid.
That's the problem with that,
that's
right?
Yeah, I like your idea of just raising it there.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, it could save him a lot of money, but.
Yeah. Especially Joel is not super deep. They're not,
And you can already rep the flush.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now
you just put queen X into a tough spot by check raising. Now Joel can play perfectly and
flush gets there.
It gets there, but
it gives him 2 pair too.
Well, like you said, though, so you're getting get paid, right?
Yeah, you're not going to get paid really. 4 to a flush. I mean, I guess you can make a crying call for some half pot maybe, but if I was Huggy, I'd go big on that. I'd go over pot. He went small, looks like 200.
He bets a little bit over half pot, I believe. Got 200 to 330. So
that's a little too value-y.
Yeah, Joel, can't really beat anything.
I mean, maybe
here.
I guess he could. I mean, he could call 150, but I mean, now we're getting up to that more than half pot here. 4 to a flush.
Yeah, I don't think Joel's calling here. It's just can't beat anything. Can't beat a diamond.
It's weird. You have top 2, and you really just have a bluff catcher at this point.
Yeah. Pretty much on board. 4 diamonds there. Just not really liking your hand there. 1
nice
diamond,
lay down.
Yeah, nice lay down. Huggy takes another one.
Yeah, it's just I think the cards on reading stuff.
After taking a passive check call on the flop.
8 of hearts, 5 of
I think he would have got paid.
Yeah, I mean, I guess something like it was almost a call with enough flush draw there, and then maybe someone else called behind with like a king high flush draw or some jack high flush draw, maybe way more chips that way. But overall I do like the check raise better against Joel's range there when he bets.
And Joel's also been pretty snug too. So when he bets, he's got the queen.
Right.
So you want to be able to take advantage of that a little bit.
Right. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it could also not work out, so he could lose a big pot too. But
yeah, it worked out for him.
Yeah.
Took a little nice one.
Because every time we replace it, it starts getting better again.
Those worked out earlier.
These 2 are way down here at the very bottom. These scanners.
Looks like a couple of cards might have been bent or something.
And then for Hold'em, I just
rough
put
shape,
2
so
here and a word.
gotta change a couple of cards.
These are expensive cards too. They're not the regular play. They're little,
Yeah.
that little chip in them that reads.
So they can be like
We haven't checked a football game in a while. I'm just curious.
My prediction is that the Falcons are losing, but we'll see.
And I know the whole rubbing around.
Is that over? The game's over?
No, it goes. I think it's over at 10. I actually picked up poker.
Yeah,
hours.
the Panthers are up 19-9. So,
it's gonna be a boring game to watch.
Yeah.
I play that DraftKings and fantasy football, so
Yeah.
I have some stuff going on.
Yeah, it looks like the Panthers are driving and probably.
I wonder who's playing quarterback for the Panthers. PJ Walker. So Foreman, for those who care, Foreman scored a touchdown for the Panthers, and Drake London scores a touchdown for Mariota.
What's the action?
And then we have a bunch of field goals.
Yeah.
Oh, we have another touchdown. Oh, Foreman has 2 touchdowns for the night. So
Did the Panthers just punch it in?
no, they missed an extra point.
Oh,
Not a very solid team.
Yeah.
So they are the 7-9 of football teams.
Yeah.
7-9 offsuit.
Yeah, all right. So we have here Joel with the top pair, the best hand, and Gray's got a
Gutty here. He's
got a
got
ball.
some life. Huggy's got his out though,
Yeah, he's got a wheel draw.
and Eric's gonna fold.
This is going to come down to Gray versus Joel here and see.
Joel's not going anywhere.
Especially not
Best hand
there.
now.
Yeah. Bad turn for Gray, really. Looks like Joel is calling the flop with a 10 of some sort.
Gray's repping that 10. Joel's gonna raise this.
I think he's
would
just
think.
calling.
Is he just
They wouldn't have
calling?
gone for 2, I don't think.
Just keep his bluffs in, I guess, but I don't think Gray's gonna be doing much.
That's a great card for Joel.
Yeah, that's a great card for Joel, yeah. Now Gray's
Just 2
got
pair.
a lot of showdown, but still can't
He's
beat a
probably-
10.
Oh, well, how did that?
Surprising that went check
Okay.
check. Yeah, I like Joel to bet there after Gray checks that river.
Yeah, no flush. There was no flush. Yeah,
Yeah, so Joel takes this one down.
I think you could have got a big bet off of that. Make it around
Yeah.
250.
Yeah.
Wide right. Yeah.
You're supposed to raise the turn. Supposed to? Yeah. I had draws.
Well, I haven't seen a double board pump. Double board bump pump in a while. Maybe it feels that way.
I know that when you're out there in the room, they have a button that goes around. Plus, they do dealer change. I
Yeah.
think here they only do dealer
That's
change.
why. That's why.
Yeah, so
that makes sense. Yeah.
7, 6, most likely. I don't even know my own seat number. 6.
there's almost 2 bomb pots every orbit, basically.
Yeah.
Something like that. So
Yeah, and those bomb pots can get big.
Your folder repop.
They usually do
Commentator,
get
let me
big,
know if I'm
actually.
right, okay?
Pretty much I know. If I know if you raise, then I come with it. Yeah, raising the river.
And if you call, you got a better 10. I didn't
Yeah.
have that good of a kicker.
Are we back to PLO?
looks like it.
Yeah, well, it
It
looks
was
like we're back to
interesting.
PLO. The
Listening
great
to the table talk, he's explaining why he didn't raise the 10
Oh, okay.
because he could have had a better 10.
Okay, I see. But I mean, I don't imagine Gray's gonna check a 10 on the river.
It's very rare that because you have a 10, there's 2 10s. I mean, yes, it's possible, sure, but you still got to get value. Percentage-wise, you still got to get value from your trips there.
Yeah.
And if he has a better one,
Oh, look, asking you should receive double board pump.
double board bomb pot. All right.
There we go.
Takes me a minute to see what's.
Yeah.
So we have 9. So that's not very. It's not very fun.
Yeah.
It's not. Both boards are.
Brutus started with a very good.
Wow, Brutus, and he's like, "You give me that flop."
Yeah.
He does have 2 pair on the top. Plus, he can get a 10 for Broadway there, I guess.
Yeah.
Backdoor nut flush draw as well. We have Gray with the open ender. We have Eric with a set. He's
Eric's
blocking
got-
his own outs though
Eric's
for the
got,
boat.
he's got a top set, and
Yeah.
it's there's not a flush on the board. So.
And Rayan has the other open ender. So this could get fun.
Yeah, this could get fun.
Joel
here.
doesn't have anything.
Let's see who remains here.
Nope, Joel.
Commentator, tell me what Eric has that look at.
I mean, I guess he has a gut shot and backdoor flush draws.
Yeah.
Still hope. So we need to see a couple of spades here for Joel to continue.
Turns a 5 and an 8. Let's see.
So he has a flush draw. He's a nut flush draw now on the bottom.
Eric's still in the lead with on one board with the top set.
So 8-10 needed a 6 or a jack. That did not happen.
Brutus looks like Brutus has one board ace jack top 2, and then Eric has set of 9s on the other one board. So let's see. The turn goes check check. Everyone checks the turn, and looks like a set of 9s is going to remain in the lead for one board, and it looks like ace jack is going to be good for on the other board. So.
Yeah, and you can't put your opponent on the straight on the bottom because 2 3s are on the top.
I take that back. Someone has pocket 8s. Rianne has.
That's true. Yeah.
Eight,
so she's got a boat now.
She's got a boat now, and
she likes the fact that aces are on both boards.
Yeah. And
she
then,
only loses to jacks now.
Yeah, Joel here with the ace 5 here, and then an ace on one board. It has a little bit of a dilemma here, and he's trying to figure it out if his aces and 5s are good here on one board. He ends up folding.
Yeah, I think that's an easy fold, right? Because it's 2 pair.
Broder's laced on the ace jack. That's a good fold. This is going to be.
Eric's going to call.
Yeah, Eric has to call here for sure.
He looks quite pained though.
Yeah, he's got nothing on one board, but he's got a set of 9s there. There's 2 aces there.
He loses to 3-4, but again, the 3s are on the other board.
Exactly.
Aces, but there's an ace on the other board. I mean, so it's a. I mean, I don't want to say anything's easy, but.
Yeah, I think he has a paid off here. Just his hand's too strong there. Even though he lays it down. Wow. He ends up folding, and Rianne ends up winning with aggression here with absolutely the worst hand on the flop. Managed to win.
I just think, well, I don't know. These players have played with her. She's aggressive at times, and they assume she always has it.
Well, she did have it.
She did have on one board, yeah.
But Eric, I think, is just has 2.
He's like, she could have pocket aces. That's the only hand he was worried about because she has both boards in, right?
Yeah,
but it wasn't for a large amount of money, so I don't.
I would like Eric to.
Yeah, we'll have to needle him a little bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna call him there for folding there.
I had 2 pair beat on one board.
And Rianne is back to her old ways. She wins a nice one there. Multi-way. Found her way to actually win with the worst hand on the flop and somehow ends up scooping.
Very afraid of 3,
very impressive.
4. Very afraid of 3, 4.
Eric is saying he was afraid of 3-4. With the 3s on the other board, though, it would have been tougher. I mean, yes, she could have had the.
Yeah, but I mean, what kind of 3-4 can she have when on both flops? I mean, she called on the flops. There's 3-4 is not a draw on any of the on the flops, right? So it's not like she's gonna be calling unless she's got like 3-3-4, which was a set. But there's 2 3s there, so very unlikely.
I mean, you can't play. You can't play poker successfully if you think everybody's always got the nuts.
Exactly.
I mean, yes, they will. Yeah. And that's just the way it is, right? You'll end up with the nuts too as well, but you've got to, rarely do you see people with the best hand ever. So, I think it's a position he should have. He only lost to 1 straight and one set. So.
Yeah. All right. We have a 4-way flop here. With Jared bringing the aggressor, I think, pre-flop with a 5-7 suitor, which I like, and he is going to flop the best hand here.
Every week it's like low.
Let's see what we got.
The 7-5 diamonds is in the lead, Jared's in the lead, and no one else has much, so I imagine it's going to go bet and everyone's folding this flop. No one has a real draw there, and everyone does fold. The Jared takes one.
He will definitely take it.
Take one with the 5-7 suited. Definitely a good enough hand. Raising no limit, hold on.
You're adding on? Yeah, for 900.
Bob is back.
Yeah, T9 is adding on
900, 9.
Adding on 900.
Well, he's got.
No one's really getting out of line too much.
No, it's been pretty. I don't want to say ABC poker, but it's been you know,
I did
they're
like-
playing their ranges. They're playing, you know, solid poker here.
I
and
did like the 4-6 float earlier.
That might be the play of the play of the night.
Yeah, so far I think. But I think he was able to recognize that Jared might have made a mistake there, not knowing that he had raised. And
Yeah, that's a great example. You know, we talked. That's a great example of the story he's telling and his range and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, great observation and recognition by Gray that Jared might have made a mistake there, three betting the, not knowing there was a raise.
Plug it and take the thing off. Yeah, make sure you take the thing off because the thing has a speaker in it.
Just leave it.
I think they were talking about every player's mic'd up and if you go to the bathroom.
Don't,
you gotta take your.
You definitely don't want to listen to
Unplug it and take the thing and leave it.
two people doing their business in the bathroom. We haven't seen another Robbie hand, Jack 4.
I know.
I don't think anyone's had Jack 4.
I think it's
actually.
mandatory to play it now, right? That's
Yeah, but I haven't seen it. I haven't seen anyone fold it either.
I
So I imagine no one has picked it out there because I think there's some kind of a price if you win with it from every player. We got some hands here. Some playable hands with the Ace King 7-8 suited.
I like Jared's hand there.
Yeah, we got the pocket pair. We got the Ace Jack. So let's get an action flop here. Queen 9 suited. Gray's in, yeah, definitely a playable hand. Yeah, with
even there's that two gapper there. She's got some clubs here.
Yeah, and she's gonna be in there.
You get the old, well, I'm priced in, you know, when you got all these players.
Yeah.
We're going, I think that's 6 ways.
Yeah.
Flop there?
Everyone's got a reasonable hand here.
Let's see some action here. Let's see.
Yeah.
I can't even think.
Jack 10 5.
Gray has an up and down.
Yeah.
Backdoor flush.
We got Ace Jack. I think it's going to come down to Ace Jack, Ace King, and Queen 9 here.
Yeah,
everyone's got a little piece. The 6s should be easy fold there, but it goes check, check, check.
Ace King nails it.
Yeah, Ace King is going to turn everyone dead.
That does give Gray a top pair.
Yeah.
I would like to see Joel bet that flop, though. I mean,
I would like to see Joel bet that flop. It's just, it's a very weird flop. You don't want to give anyone a free card there. Gray does call with the top pair.
Yeah, it's a little late now. It's going to be tough for. I mean, he's drawing dead.
He doesn't want to see an 8. Definitely doesn't want to see an 8. That's a turn.
A set of 6s would have got there, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The straight's already there.
Bob's got the nuts here, and it's just a matter if he's going to get paid or not.
It's tough for Gray. He has top pair, right? I mean.
Yeah, he's got top pair. All the draws missed, right?
That's 150.
He wants 150, so about 40% pot.
A crying call.
Yeah, this would be a crying call by Gray.
I think you have to call it here. I mean, it's.
Yeah.
I don't think it's ever a bluff. Maybe you don't have to call it. It's never a bluff.
Yeah, the problem is Bob is not getting out of the line too much. But that being said, all the draws did brick, and he isn't going to pay it off there, and Bob's going to show him the nuts.
I'm pretty sure glad that wasn't on the flop.
Yeah, that was a tough one, right?
Yeah,
I think he has to ask himself, you know, what's he betting with here? A queen.
Yeah, I can't really blame.
Is
Gray.
his queen worse than my queen?
Yeah,
that's the only.
Yeah, everything missed. Gray's hoping Bob missed some kind of a draw there, like open-ended or flush or something, and was hoping, you know, his queen was good, but Bob had it. Easy game when you have the nuts.
No one bet him out of it on the flop. It went check all the way.
Right. I'm very surprised Joe checked ace.
Yeah.
Yeah, he should be betting. But
I mean, and Joel still would have lost.
Yeah,
because Queen 9 not going anywhere.
Right, Queen 9 is not going anywhere. Maybe Bob peels one off with Ace King there and gets there. But yeah.
But still, yeah, just
he was not going to win that hand no matter what. Oh, the Jack 4, there it is. Let's see if he plays it. Under the gun, though. Under the gun. Is he going to
He's
play
thinking
it
about it. He's like, I am obligated to play this.
There it is. Asking you shall receive. Yeah, the Jack 4. I haven't seen the Jack 4 hand, so he does come with for a $20 raise.
This is one of those hands where you're going to throw it up in the hand, like 7 deuce.
Jared's got the King Jack, though, and he ends up calling. So it's not,
Huggy's gonna call for sure.
Yeah, he's not gonna get it through pre-flop, so he's gonna have to battle his way into a win here, and it's gonna be tough out of position against these many players.
Eric's gonna like to raise his ace. He saw 2 limpers in front of him, and he's just taking advantage of
Yeah,
that.
he 3-bets.
That's a great play.
That's a great play. I mean, unless anyone gets Q, which doesn't seem like it. It's a good play by Eric, squeezing in from the small blind.
I actually think Jared and Huggy, or really Huggy, could call this.
Huggy can actually
call this because Jared's going to be sharing a lot of cards with Eric most of the times.
And they end up folding. Eric with a nice squeeze here pre-flop takes down the pot.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you.
I would like to see Huggy call here because they're both pretty deep, and Huggy's in position to.
It's gonna be like
maybe if someone else calls there, he probably does.
Yeah,
want to see a flop. But
it's just I like to call flops like or hands like that because you can if Eric has an overpair, you know, there's a lot of flops you can some flops you can bank where you can stack your opponent, right?
7-5 is definitely that hand.
7-5 suited, 5-6 suited, 6-7.
So you're never calling that, thinking you're ahead, obviously, but you really want to see what develops there
in position, especially being super deep, right? Yeah. It's not like Eric's only got 300. They both have a decent.
Yeah, and Eric just added on 900.
Yeah, so that's they're both pretty deep. So,
that I would say that
but good play by Eric. Goes for the 3-bet squeeze pre and takes it down. Nicely done. Rayanne still the big winner here. Huggy is
that's why they don't have me doing commentary.
Follows her with almost 2K win here. And the rest of the field,
I thought it was pretty fun.
Have been around the same, around the same, the whole stream for the most part, just up and down a little bit. Nothing super significant.
No one's got too touched up here.
Yeah.
I'm not complaining.
So we're playing a solid Jack 4, and it was
it was you.
It was a strike. It was not good.
All right.
Jared,
it's our first aces, I think, right?
Jared's got the, no, I think Tanya picked up aces early in the stream.
She did? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so he goes to small here.
He goes to 20.
Gray. Oh, man, this
Gray. Yeah, Gray, and I think Gray just added on some black chips there, too. I see some
like 1,500?
Yeah, so this
is... So he's got 1,600 behind.
This is the dream spot for Jared here.
And what do you do with Jared?
I think you got to make it, I think Jared's going to make it like 325 or something here. 300.
Yeah, and that's really just going to say ace, king, aces, or kings, right? I mean,
yeah,
a 4-bet here is always around that. Ace, queen, maybe, but you block those.
Yeah, but Grace has got such a strong hand that he can't. Yeah, he does go to 300. Gray cannot fold yet.
No.
He's got a.
He's praying for ace, king. It's either ace, king, aces, or kings, right?
Yeah.
So he's got to be right 1/3.
Yeah, once in a while jacks, but for the most part, yeah.
He does not want to see a low flop.
This is wow.
That actually might. Well, I don't know.
They both have a spade though. Yeah. This is getting worse and worse for Gray.
Yeah,
here.
I mean, sure you can get away from it. I guess.
I don't know if Gray's gonna get away from this.
No, I know he's not. But
it's tough. I mean, Jared's gonna go about 250 here, probably down.
He's gonna down bet that for sure, right? He wants to see where he's at. And
he's got the ace of spades too. Like not. Yeah, he goes for 250 and not much he's worried about here with the aces with ace of spade here. Like considering how
he can call and all in. Yeah, he can do all. He's wide open here.
Gray looks like he's got an overpair too, and Jared's got overpair crushed because he's got the ace of spades too. So dream spot for Jared. Let's see what Gray does here. If he goes for a call or a raise.
And remember that time where he bluffed him with that?
Yes.
This is that time. This is where he's going to get him back.
So they have some history.
This could get...
the turn is inconsequential 8.
No one has an 8 there.
No one's supposed to have an 8 here. It doesn't really change anything. It's just a matter of...
Jared's really thinking about that last hand they played together. Yeah. How he got bluffed. Well, he may not know that. And let's see. I don't know. I don't know if he showed him or not. I can't remember, but... Anyway, we're in this spot here. That 8, like you said, does not change anything. If you were good on the flop, you were good on the turn.
Correct. It just doesn't seem like Gray can get away from this, especially with
I mean, the only hand he could lose to is some weird pocket pair that he had that gave him a set, sevens or sixes.
But Gray is probably not 3-betting that pre-flop.
No.
You know, so it just looks like Gray's got an overpair here. Jared knows this. Jared knows he's got this pretty locked up here, and he's just thinking of sizing here so he can get all of Gray's chips. And he does shove. He goes for the big shove here. That makes it look a little bit bluffy here. And Gray's got a tough decision here.
I think that's a great move. That's an
it looks bluffy.
over pot bet there. I mean,
yeah.
I like it when you're talking about this the SPR there because you're just going to make a bet there, and then you're going to leave yourself with like half your chips. So
and it does look a little bit bluffy.
It really does. It looks like he just has the ace of spades.
Right, right.
Maybe ace king.
Maybe ace king with the king of spades or the ace of spades. This is a very tough spot for Gray.
I don't know. I think I mean, it's the wrong call, but I think you have to call.
Yeah, I mean,
you can't just put your opponent on that specific hand he has.
Yeah, it's
and he probably thinks he has outs too, right? Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, obviously a queen, right? Queen,
oh yeah,
queen,
he knows that one's gonna be.
But if he thinks the spades are live, if he thinks there might be a chance he's ahead, it's just tough to fold there. I mean,
I think he's like, what does he 3-bet? What did he 4-bet? What does he 4-bet with, right?
Yeah.
Really, there's just 3 hands, maybe.
Yeah, unless they have some kind of history where Jared can 4-bet pretty wider than aces and kings, but I don't see that all too often here.
Ace king.
Yeah, this is a very
even ace king is kind of.
This is a tough spot for Gray, and I predict that he's not going to be able to get away from this, but we'll see if he makes this hero fold, because it definitely would be a hero fold here. Jared is just loving it here. He just prays he gets.
He loves it. He gets snapped off, right? That's
yeah.
You know, like he had already had the. Maybe he had king queen of spades or something. Which I don't think he would play pre-flop like that.
Jared is praying that he gets a call here, and we'll see.
Yeah,
this is a fun one.
You know, Gray's only got a 2-outer right to get that.
And the thing is that Gray just added on like right before this hand too, so it's always right. Like it's just tougher because if the chips would have been in already.
Oh, he makes the call. He makes the call.
Yeah, he gets him making the call. I don't blame him here. It's just kind of a cooler here, and Jared is going to be in great shape. There it is.
Dude, good pre-flop. I would have flopped a straight flush.
And I think someone just pointed out they would have flopped a straight flush there. Doesn't matter. Jared wins the biggest pot of the night, I think.
Yeah, I mean, you can't blame Gray for that. I mean, that's
it's
most
just
players
a cooler.
call that. Yeah, it's just a tough.
It's just a tough
cooler. I mean, if you thought about it, that 4-bet, just what's his range 4-betting with?
Tough spot for Gray, and unfortunate that he had to just add on.
It was
more
unfortunate
chips.
he had that queen of spades.
That
I think
too.
that was the
that too.
Some more equity was in his mind.
Yeah, definitely cooler, and Jared is going to probably be the big winner after that hand, because that was probably the biggest pot of the night.
26 plus 16, so 42, something like that, 4,200.
Yeah.
So we won 2,100 there, something like that.
I think he won like 1,500 because he shoved all in. Effective stack was like 1,000 on the turn, plus the flop and the pre-flop. So I think he won like 1,500, which is still over a 3K pot. I think is the biggest pot of the night so far. And Jared with the big nice win there. Just a cooler, like we said.
Nice to see aces hold up.
Yeah,
especially with that board.
Yeah, he had it pretty locked up.
And I think that's why someone mentioned they had a straight flush, and that's why you 4-bet aces in those low.
That's why you don't want to keep people in for sure. So pretty unfortunate there for Gray. Not much you can do, honestly. Just one of those hands that kind of play themselves on. You could make the hero fold there, but I think you're just going to be overfolding too much if you start making those kind of folds in the long run.
And that does make you, like we talked about, makes you exploitable too, right? I mean, why he folds queens there?
Yeah.
I mean, he was beat,
right?
But
if you're folding queens, then what are you calling with, right? Like
just the nuts, right?
Right.
That's not, it's not really winning poker for long term, right? If you're only playing these super nutted up hands.
Yeah, I mean Jared, I know he doesn't get outlined too much, but he is capable of doing.
Oh, I know, yeah, he is. He is.
He's capable of doing it. It's not like
he's really good at figuring out where he's at and reading people and stuff like that.
Can't blame him for Gray for a call there. Just unfortunate, but definitely an action. That was a good hand. That was an action hand there, and that went Jared's way.
Well, I think we have 30 minutes left.
Okay, and we're back in PLO. Back to PLO, I think. We're back in PLO, and we got a Jared with the $20 straddle here. The no limit round went by quick, unless they.
Yeah, it always does. It especially seems like we've been going through the PLO,
Yeah.
and then the no limit's like 20 minutes.
Yeah, so Jared here with the 20 straddle, and let's see if we get some action here. Brutus is going to come in.
Seat 7 calls 20.
Falcons scored a touchdown.
Oh. Last second. Still down.
Excuse me.
Let's say 22, couple minutes left.
75.
Brienne with the aces here. Decent aces. Aces, Jack 3, 1 suit. Not the best, but not the worst. Definitely decent aces here. Yeah, but Brutus here with the 4, 5, 6, 8. Definitely gonna have crack aces. And it's gonna go down to 3 players here. Gray, Rian, and Brutus, and I like Brutus's hand.
Yeah, he's gonna own the low.
Yeah.
On this flop here,
Yeah.
by far, right? Nobody has.
I guess Gray gets out of the way there.
Yeah, so it's
heads up Rian versus Brutus here. Let's see who remains here.
See something more dynamic, but 2 lows and 2 highs.
Yeah.
King, queen, and 7, 8, or something like that.
That's a good flop for Brutus. We got the 2 pair and a gutter to the
Yeah,
nuts. And Rian, I like Brutus to play this hand very quickly in check raise here, because Rian could get married to aces here.
And she raised pre-flop, so.
And she raised pre-flop, so he does raise, and it's going to be interesting to see what Rian does here, how she reacts to this check raise.
I think she calls, because if you look at that board, nothing is there right now, right? There's no
Yeah.
flush, there's no straight, so.
She does have a wheel draw and the backdoor not flush draw.
10 is when they know.
It's going to be very interesting to see what she does here.
Well, he makes it full pot too.
Yeah,
he makes it big.
And she,
this is his stand his ground.
Yeah, and she should know that Brutus hasn't been getting out of line or anything.
It's like a set, right? A set of 10s,
yeah,
set of 5s, something like that.
Some kind of 2 pair with the straight draw, which he does have. And Rihanna is in a tough spot here because.
Well, this is a lot, but I think the real concerning bet will be on the turn, because that's going to be a shove.
Yeah, it's going to come down to if Rihanna's going to pick up some decent equity on the turn and
like a heart,
yeah,
something like that.
like the Queen of Hearts or something, or King of Hearts, or
or she has a combo draw.
Right, combo draw with aces, and at that point it's going to be tough for her to fold, but. She does have a wheel draw, immediate wheel draw. She needs a deuce for a wheel there, and she does lay it down. She wins.
Wow. Okay. Good lay down.
Didn't feel like putting in a ton of chips with the 1 pair hand there. I don't blame her. Brutus hasn't really been getting out of hand too much, so that's a good fold. Good fold by Rian.
I play so good. I play so good. Top 2 on a blocker, just bet and mop, no big deal. She's got the nuts.
It seems like for the most part we always get at least one action or a couple action hands in PLO on the plate all rounds. Obvious reasons, more cards, more action.
Gray's having a tough night there.
Yeah, Gray after that hand, he's down a bit. Huggy, I think, just steady grind, steady build, pick up small pots, and he's able to have a decent win so far.
That's a good trick right there. You should try that.
I'm going in there pretty soon, so I can grab it for you.
All right, Huggy's got the ace, queen, queen, 8. Should be coming in for a raise
looks
here.
pretty good.
Yeah, should be coming in for a raise here under the gun, or the +1. We got the $10 straddle, and I think he comes in for a $35 raise.
Can be a little difficult.
We have a fold, seat 9 calls. Fold.
I'm gonna check it for you.
Eric comes in with the ace, queen of spades, ace, queen, 9, 7, not spades. Tanya's in. We haven't.
I thought for sure.
All right, we have a four-way flop here. Some decent hands here. Looks like Queens is in the lead so far, and we get Tanya is gonna flop the draw here, the diamond draw. No one else has much going on here other than a gutter. Huggy still showing some aggression here. Super multi-way, pretty ambitious, but he is a pre-flop raiser and could rep some hands here on the turn. Bob is in with the gutter and the backdoor nut flush draw. Tanya is in with the immediate flush draw and the middle pair, and the 7 is a total brick here. And if Huggy wants to continue in this hand and shows aggression, he might get it through on this turn here. We'll see what he chooses. He checks, and Tanya here in position, deciding whether she wants to bet or not. She takes a free card and checks. The river's a king, and Huggy is going to hold here with 2 queens. And I imagine this is going to check around, and Huggy is going to win this hand here with queens and somehow holds against both of his opponent's hands. So Huggy with the winner here and a decent pot here.
I don't want to either. Gotcha. Like, I'll have a glass of scotch.
My card's a queen.
Yeah. What's that quantity turn? It's hard for me to continue when there's 3 to a straight out. Yeah.
I need to hit the jack.
Yeah. Yeah, the ace.
Yeah.
Oh, please tell me I didn't throw away King Jack.
Or you need to take
I don't think you had a king.
No, I didn't. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we have.
You did. You showed it. You had King Jack.
You had pocket king.
20 from seat 7.
All right, so we have the
That
double
was
shot
the
over here.
quads of the night.
And for not repping it when it's
10-20. 20 to call here for Gray, who's had a rough night so far with that last hand with queens versus aces. Can't blame him.
Yeah, that was a tough one. You knew it was going to happen. I mean, I think he made the right call.
Yeah, it's just a cooler.
He loses to a very specific hand.
Yeah.
Kings with the king of spades, aces with the ace of spades.
Tell me how many times I fucked up.
Gray's got some playability here.
Gray's coming in here.
He's looking to get that money back too as well, right? Eric with the monster.
Eric's got the monster.
Yeah, he's looking for all Broadway cards here.
Yeah, he's going to 3-bet here.
Of course, yeah. I mean, this is one where you can comfortably bet. I mean, if that king was a spade, he'd be much more inclined. But still, he's just dominated so much.
Yeah, and you want to thin the field out, and ideally just go heads up here versus Gray in position, and Gray just lets it go.
Hey, that's great. Typically, when you see players down like that, they'll kind of chase.
Yeah, they'll gamble. And
as I do.
I do too.
I had a suit, but my ace was not
in that spot there.
That's good. And you can represent that flush. Plus, when you hit the flush.
Yeah, but he represents that flush, and I got the king eye flush, you know. I don't know. I like stack off.
Here we go with the V-pips. Huggy, 58%. That's a little surprising for me. Gray is over 50% as well. Jared's getting there close. And then we have Brutus, who's absolutely not had any hands tonight. Is at 30%. And that sounds like a high V-pip, but again, you got to remember this is also PLO. So Potland and Omaha, players tend to play more hands, usually like double their hands.
Notice I asked you if you didn't have aces because I folded it.
Yeah.
All right, so we are at Hold'em right now.
You might have folded bad aces with 3-bet. That makes sense.
Joel, Gray, and Eric. Dang, I wish I had the bad aces. Joel, thank you.
I'm in bad shape against bad aces.
Gray wakes up with a nice hand there. He's got queens, one of his queens. I'm sorry, he's suited with the 6, although that's probably not going to be a big factor there. Eric is going to call this.
One suit.
I'm in bad shape against that too.
This can make a
And
wheel.
Joel, see, you'll see a lot of players playing
Man,
more
bad
pots
shape
as
against
the,
these
as the
ASH
stream
too.
winds down here, and we've got another like 20 minutes or so. So
Not in good shape.
Brutus does have a suited ace king. He's going to definitely play. He's got some wheel opportunities and some Broadway stuff. I see a king. Oh, Brutus is going to flop 2 pair.
Yeah, of course.
Joel will have a flush draw. Right now he has the best flush draw, but he can't know that. Eric has a gut shot here. I don't imagine he's really going to stick around, although it's only $35. You know, he could spike a jack here, but the board being there's a flush draw out there, he makes the smart fold.
And a call from C3.
I think Joel called here. The flush draw. And he actually improves here with a 9. But he knows that's no good. And in this spot, Brutus is never bluffing here. There's nothing, and I think Joel obviously knows he's not good here. But Brutus could also have 2 hearts that are better than his 9 high flush. Given the fact that Joel's hand did improve on the turn, he's probably going to call this. He'll need another 9 or a heart here. And that's all he really has, or he can get a 2 as well for a set. But he's going to like to fold, which is a good fold.
All right, guys, bomb pot.
And we're off to another bomb pot.
All right,
A
bomb
poker
pots.
room classic.
Yeah.
I didn't even heard of bomb pots till I got here.
No, not very popular
Don't play 'em
in
in
California.
Vegas.
Yeah.
The last time I went, I asked if we could do a bomb pot, and they called the floor over and made this whole big.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm so sorry.
I think it's picking up. Out
It is,
there.
and they started doing bomb pots now. So.
Yeah, but when I was just out there a month ago, they were only doing a single board. I'm like,
Yeah, they only do single board.
I'm
Yeah,
like, this is boring, single board.
This is, might as well just play PLO.
And they were doing like no limit single board. I'm like, what is this? Like, there's not.
And they don't do it in the. You have to play 2-5.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
2-5 or 5-10.
Yeah.
And the 5-10 over there it might be the worst game in all of
Yeah.
in all of poker because you can only buy in for 1,500.
Yeah.
And they're all pros. Like
You're talking about Vegas, right?
Vegas, yeah, not here.
Yeah, definitely don't want to play 5-10 all the way to Vegas.
You're just never going to get paid.
Yeah. So double board bomb pot here. Here we go. Let's see if we see
some blood, some carnage.
Blood here. That's
winding down. Let's see who has 2-4 of spades or 4-6 of spades.
Someone have queens or something.
There's more spades. Oh, this could be interesting.
Yeah, we have another queen and more spades. A lot of
If
spades
you're good
here.
on one board, you might be good on the other.
Yeah, let's see.
I see a set of 3s.
Set of 3s. Tanya's got the set of queens. Look at that.
Tanya's got a set of queens on both boards.
Top set on both boards. Yeah, but I mean, she's got to dodge a lot. I mean, but evidently she does go with the pot size bet here.
Yeah, you definitely have to lead out here. That board is way too connected.
Yeah. And Jared here has some open-ended.
And he 9-10, 9-10.
And he's
so
got spades. And he's got spades. Oh, my
wow.
God. Yeah,
He's got the straight and the spade.
We're definitely going to see some good action here with and it's going to come down to probably just Tanya and...
yeah, I don't see a lot of spades with anybody else. That means they're still in the deck.
Yeah, Tanya and Jared are getting... Oh, Huggy, what does he have here? Huggy's got the set of 3s. I see what he's doing.
Yeah.
But that's always tough because he only has a set of 3s on one board. And Tanya here is going to elect to re-raise, and I don't blame her. She's got the top set on both boards.
Here. Right now, you've got the nuts on one board for locked up.
Yeah.
The other board.
And Jared has got a huge hand. I mean, he's open-ended with the flush draw on one board.
It's so much.
Yeah.
It's so much he's got on that bottom board that he's not going to hit.
Yeah.
It never hits.
He's already
any ace.
He's already got the nuts on one board and with the flush draw. So
yeah.
This hand just kind of plays itself out, and we're going to see who remains after this. And it's
Huggy gets away from this because only queens make that rebet, right?
Yeah, Huggy's
9-10 doesn't make that bet really.
No. Huggy's going to fold this, and it's going to come down to Tanya and Jared. And I mean, it's going to be close to a coin flip, honestly. Maybe Jared is going to be favored overall to scoop.
Jared should be favored a little bit.
To scoop, yeah.
Maybe a
Yeah.
1.5 to 1. I
Yeah.
mean, there's the equity right there. 62,
Yeah,
38.
60-40. Here we go. Let's see.
Pair the board.
Let's see. There's a deuce. A clean turn for both.
Spades right there.
Get there, and there's a board pair on the last one over here. Or
Did I
does it
miss
not? The board does pair.
Spades.
But the board does pair.
Okay.
So they end up chopping it. Tanya gets lucky here on the second board on the river to find a.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that. Yeah.
I mean,
they both actually. Yeah, Jared got lucky on the top board, river of flush, and then Tanya got lucky on the bottom board, 2 river of both. So they kind of just switched.
That's about what we would expect.
Yeah.
Most of the time, it usually plays out like that.
Yeah.
That's usually a chop there.
Yeah, but both
get that third person in there.
Yeah.
There's nobody else.
Both of them had big hands, and hand just kind of plays itself out. That one.
Although flush draw on both boards, I'm not sure how many are gonna go away too much.
Take it easy.
We almost saw blood, a lot of blood, but
30% of the time where I get stacked.
Tanya and River are both there, gets her money back and wins some of the money that was in the middle. So
she played it right, super aggressive.
yeah,
I mean,
top set on both boards. I mean, the money's gonna go in, no doubt about that. And Jerry had a hand that was very strong as well. So we'll see. We see Huggy with the 2K winner in is almost up 2,000 as well, 1.7, and they're the big winners of the night so far.
tough night for Gray there.
Yeah,
he'll bounce back though.
Just tough. Tough when you have queens at no limit, hold 'em, and you're not good. It's usually gonna lead for you to you're losing some money.
Someone gave me some great advice. I used to have a poker coach. Someone gave me some great advice. Never lose all your money with a queen in your hand.
Yeah, that's not a bad advice. That's definitely not a bad advice. That makes some sense for sure.
You gotta watch them all around the square. You're going around the square, inside the square. There you go.
Rihanna here with the King Queen 8-6.
I think she's she only bought in for 500 too.
Yeah, she's killing it. She's got a couple thousand. Jared's got a decent hand here.
Yeah, that plays nicely. He's got,
especially on the button.
He's got the middle and the top here.
Yeah, and
the flop comes.
He's got the dealer button too. So always nice to wake up with a hand like that on the button. Just can play perfectly in position.
I think a lot of players don't really appreciate how valuable that button is sometimes. It's just such a...
It's very valuable. You get to see what everybody does before you.
So. I mean, my under the gun range is like top 8%.
Right.
My button range is 50%.
Yeah, as it should be.
And it's just
much easier to play on the button.
It is,
position.
That's a nice flop for Jared, although he's just got one pair right now, but he's got...
I imagine, Jared checks it. I'd like to see a bet there by him, and he does let Joel catch 2 pair on the turn.
Yeah, that was a surprising check there for Jared.
Especially because he got the ace of diamonds too, and he can rep some diamonds. Right. Open-ended top pair. He's got the ace of diamonds.
He picked the wrong street to bet on that one.
He still has a lot of equity here, and
5-2's gonna win.
It's gonna be interesting because, Jared's gonna check and fight this win. So if Jared bets flop and he can rep some diamonds on the river with the ace of diamonds there, but it's hard for him to rep
not now,
when he checked the flop. So that's why I like a bet on flop better. But
you bring me another cushion?
All right, Joe's gonna take this one with the 5 deuce, bottom 2 pair good. Jared doesn't. It's not a believer. He's still looking at his hand like.
I don't lose the 5 deuce.
Yeah. But if he bet flop,
I just think
he takes it down. Joe would have check folded the flop there with just the 5.
It is for us. It is easy for us to speculate now. Maybe Jared was thinking he was beat all along, right? And didn't want to put any more money into a pot unless he got there. I mean, that's absolutely. It's absolutely good thinking there. So it was a small pot.
Yeah,
He will be fine.
He'll be fine, especially after winning that huge spot with the aces.
Yeah, I'm sure he's not.
Yeah,
He always seems to win, so.
He's definitely a very tough opponent, good player.
Well, the final in the game is the Panthers beat the Falcons.
Yeah. The Falcons are always disappointing.
Well, they were 4-5 or 4-4 or something. They were actually. I mean, they've been playing like above their weight class there a little bit. But
yeah, and I think that's the Panthers' second win. Second or third win. The Panthers only won 1 or 2 games before that. So.
Yeah, they traded Christian McCaffrey and then they beat the Buccaneers.
Yeah, yeah, they did. And I don't think it was close either.
No, they didn't. No, I think the Buccaneers only scored 3 points. It was like 19-3 or 21, something like that.
Yeah,
so that's a tough loss.
That is a tough loss. All right, we have some limpers here with the 10-10.
Oh, are you a 49er fan?
No, I'm not.
I'm an Eagles fan, so I know it's the wrong state for me.
Well, the Eagles are the only undefeated team right now, right?
Yeah, yeah. So
you guys are doing great.
Seat 1, call 60, seat 3.
All right, we have Eric raising it up here with the pretty hand with the 5, 7, 8.
That has so much playability, and you know if you're good or not, right? I mean, you know if you need to continue or not.
And Brutus here has both of his suits
that's right.
covered.
Yeah, that's not so good, but he can't know that. No one has a king.
No one has a king. Tens is in the lead here. But
what a terrible flop for everybody. That's just not what I was hoping for.
Well, Joe has a flush draw, and is the only one that has a draw there. 10 is going to give Rand
so that's a boat right there.
It's going to be a lock in the hand, actually.
Yeah, it's kind of the bad end of the boat, but I think a king would have bet that flop.
Yeah.
So she's got to feel really good.
I don't imagine anyone really getting in the line. I think Rand is going to bet, and everyone's full in here. No one has much here. Not a very action flop.
She doesn't look like she's really involved in that hand either.
And she does go full pot here, and she's going to take it down.
Jack was bigger than any card I had in my hand. 4 was smaller than every card I had in my hand.
So we're probably going to get another couple of hands of PLO here, and I don't know if we're going to make it to back to a no limit here. I don't know how long we have in the stream here.
Wasn't that pretty?
10 minutes.
All right, so we're
Something
probably
like
gonna
that.
we're probably gonna finish this up with PLO here. See if we can get a couple big pots here before the end of the stream.
We're good. Fold seat 1, fold seat 2. Call 5, seat 3. Fold seat 4.
Joel would like to have that ace suited there, but
yeah, he comes with the
that just
line.
changes everything. You just can't. It's almost tough to play it, right? Because it's not really.
Yeah, it's not really. You're not really gonna be drawing. I mean, unless you get the ace on the board,
Yeah,
ace
I mean,
cards, but
Gray has a better hand here. He's got the queen. I mean, he's got suited cards and.
yeah, Gray's gonna look to pot this with the Broadway cards and 1 suit.
It's weird to see a 3-bet to 30. It's an odd. You think it'd be bigger?
Yeah, I think that's.
That's weird. Like someone raised to 10.
Yeah, I think that was a straddle going on with it, and that's why it says that. I don't think anybody raised to any amount. So it's straddle, a couple emperors, and a raise by
Wow,
Gray.
he does flop a flush draw there.
He was a flush draw, and Brutus here is going to have open ender and a flush draw with a pair, and I think it's going to come down to them 2 heads up here.
Brutus blocks the other straight, so chop outs won't really happen here if he's thinking that way.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's going to be Gray versus Brutus here, and we're going to see who remains here at the end. As you can see, it's 55-45, so equity is pretty close here. And Jack of Diamonds.
It doesn't matter now.
Give Gray the check mark here. Cannot lose unless he folds.
Yeah, he's not. And Brutus has a flush too.
Yeah, the board pair. I imagine this is going to check, and Gray's going to win this.
He's not going to get Brutus to bluff at this.
Yeah, no. Brutus is going to take his showdown with the 6-high flush, and Gray's going to win this one with the queen-high flush here.
3 of my cards. You had 4 live cards against this hand, right?
That's a pair.
So Gray gets some back.
No. My hand was really hard.
Not the draw I wanted to get there.
3 of my cards were deuce, 7.
If I bet turn, you fold.
It's got a uphill climb though with the last hand or the winner there against Jared.
Yeah, I mean, if I was in, I would be looking to get 3K back. Just get to 500. Get the small steps. If you reach for 3K, you're gonna end up digging a bigger hole sometimes. And I think he knows that. He doesn't need me.
Yeah. Although it can change quickly in PLO.
It can.
PLO or one of those bomb pods, it can turn your night around.
Oh yeah, check calling the river.
All right, we got the 10 and the 20 strata going on here.
That's a good idea. They can take on the turn.
4 and 8. Yeah, all 4 of them, just perfect. 8's good. We're good to go. Live 20 to you, Bob.
Momento, I need to look.
All good in the hood.
And you're gonna have Bob here come in with the race to 60 with the ace jack 6. Not a terrible hand. Huggy's got a little rundown 7 8 9 jack hand.
Brutus folds 3 spades. And then Eric has the nut spades. This is there. So we're probably not gonna. Ooh, Ray hand, nice hand.
Is she gonna squeeze or she's just?
That's kings again, right?
That's kings, and she has an ace. I would have liked hers.
She would need to. I would think you'd come in for a raise on that.
I would have liked her to come in for a 3-bet squeezer, but she's
just looking to smash the flop here.
Yeah, she takes a conservative route, and who's gonna flop a flush? She is.
Ray and flops flush. Oh my gosh, Bob.
Bob has enough flush, and Rianne has a king high flush, so we're gonna see some fireworks here, and it's gonna be a matter of if he can get a clean run out, and Bob could potentially do some damage here to Rayanne.
Bob's going to have to bet here because it's PLO, it's not Hold'em, right? So you can't, you have the nuts, but things change.
You don't want the board to pair.
Yeah, that's the...
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see how Rianne plays this hand because she's...
I think she raises here. No,
I think she recognizes that Bob is...
It is Bob, yeah.
He's not getting the line too much, so... we're going to see if we can get a clean turn here, and it's going to be interesting to see if Rianne can get away from this at any point in the hand.
This is going to be...
That's a safe turn.
I think the worst card for her to see another heart, right? That's less likely that Bob would have it, but Bob bets so fast.
Yeah.
And that should be a sign. Yeah, she's in calling mode now. She can't get away now because she's put in $800.
And this is going to go check. That's good for Rianne.
That's what you were talking about right there, yeah.
He's going to go check, and she's going to lose a minimum. She's going to lose a minimum.
I know she's disappointed in the $800 loss.
But she lost the minimum.
She really did, right?
Yeah, she could have lost way more in this hand, so it's... Honestly, when I'm in that situation, it feels like a win because I should have lost much more. And it's kind of unfortunate for Bob that the river paired the board and he couldn't get more value out of it.
He could have gotten some more value, yeah.
He could have. He just...
Because she's not folding because she's got so much in there already. He could have gone for like $600, $700.
Yeah, I just think he's in his mind, he didn't want to see the board paired, and if it did...
They both didn't.
Yeah, he was probably happy with what was in the middle already, so he ended up taking the showdown.
It'd be interesting to see what Bob did if she jams there.
Yeah.
I mean, no one ever really would do that. I don't think he can call, right? It's tough.
Yeah, probably not. I mean, just because it's towards the end of the stream, she doesn't get out of line much. So I think Bob would have found the hero fold there on the river, but she's got too strong of a hand to turn her hand into a bluff. So at that point she wanted to take her She wanted to take her showdown, and most of the time she's going to be good there. With the king high flush. I mean, nothing you can do there.
I will have the 10 next hand.
Fold.
So that could have definitely been bigger than what it was. So yeah, got away with the one that time. Alright, we have Eric here with
Eric's been quiet a little bit. He's suited ace.
Yeah, he's going to squeeze here. Or not squeeze, I think it's just raising over a couple limpers, yeah. With the ace jack 10-8 ace jack of diamonds. It's a good hand to raise it from the button. And Joe's got the aces.
So much for
and suited. One's got the hearts covered. So the hearts and the diamonds is what we're looking for on the flop, or the clubs folded.
Well, Joel is not super deep, so I imagine Eric can. Yeah, they get it in. Eric's going to gamble with Joel.
I like that. I mean, why slow the game down? Because you're going to get all in on the flop with his stack.
Yeah. Joel didn't have that much, so Eric's going to gamble with him and see.
All right, let's see diamonds and hearts.
And you can see it's 40-60, even though Joel's got aces and Eric's got a ace.
Eric's got more connectivity there.
Yeah, he's got the almost 40% here.
King, queen, or queen 9.
A 10. Oh, that's a good fluff for aces.
Maybe a little.
you can't hit 2 pair, right? You need a 10.
Yeah, I put you on the
10 or 9
hit it.
or king. Oh, king.
Oh, there it is.
That's Broadway right there.
There it is.
Yeah, that's Broadway.
It was slightly dirty.
Yeah, that was dirty.
Especially from that flop. Like, how can I improve?
Especially for that flop, yeah. That's pretty dirty. We'll see. Ooh, 2
2 tens. Eric, well, so ace, you need an ace, but one of the aces.
One out. It's got a 1 outer there. And, that's a Broadway, but it's not good.
Oh my god.
I was about to say, wait a minute, that's Broadway.
Eric.
You hate that when that happens. You think you hit you bink your card, and
he needed that ace to be a spade for the Royal.
Go ahead.
But Eric wins both against aces there, so it looks like Joel is probably going to be done for that one.
It's going to be the last
case 10s.
And I think we have one more hand for the stream. This will be the last hand. This next hand coming up here, and we'll see if we get another decent hand here at the end. Decent action hand. But thanks for having me at the booth.
No, it was a great time. I really appreciate you
first time
helping me out.
First time here in the booth. I enjoyed it. It was fun. So I'll definitely see me on GPC streams next week on this 1025.
Wait, we're doing.
I think it's 1025 with the mandatory with the option of 50 Strato, but it's gonna be a good
It's
stream.
gonna play big, yeah.
It's gonna be playing big. It's gonna be a very fun stream. So I'll be in the mix next week for sure.
Looks like we have a missed deal.
Yeah,
Put
we
him in the
got a
last
missed
hand
deal.
of
One more hand
my
for the stream. Thanks to everyone who tuned in and for showing support for GPC here. Got some nice things coming next week. Big action games.
King, queen.
So, the last hand of the stream here tonight. We'll see if is it no limit. It's gonna be hard to get action here this last hand if it's no limit.
Is that what is it? 2 card? Yeah, it is 2
I think
card.
so.
And Brutus has already left.
Yeah.
I'm not getting any hands, so I'm gonna go ahead.
Yeah. So last hand.
Gray's still here to the bitter end.
Yeah, Eric's gonna look to race up his ace here.
He's good. Okay. 6 folds.
20.
Raise to 20 from seat
20. Makes it 20 with ace 8.
Fold. Seat 9.
And we'll see if anyone else has anything here.
Ace Jack should re-raise. That's a 3-bet there.
Yeah, I think
she just calls. Okay.
Because it's the last hand. And
that's going to bring Tanya in pretty cheap.
Let's keep bringing her in. It's going to bring Bob in too.
Yeah, everybody's got an ace.
Yeah, I think Bob fold ace 5?
I thought I saw him call, but I guess he folded.
Yeah, I think he
did fold. That's a good fold. I don't like ace 6 through 9 a lot.
Yeah, this can get you in trouble a lot. Tanya's
that's an interesting.
Tanya's gonna flop the best of it here, but
it should be an action flop.
Yeah, let's see if Rianne shows. Gray here is gonna see bets.
We all know this is not going to work. He's probably gonna get 2 callers. I wouldn't expect Tanya to raise because her king is pretty vulnerable. So
yeah,
I like just a call here.
Just call is fine here.
Well, 5 comes. That's a different story, but.
Yeah, 6 of diamonds is going to give Rianne enough flush draw. Enough flush draw. And
she should bet out here. She should definitely bet.
It's going to be interesting to see. Tanya is going to call here. Oh, good call. I think she's going to call there. She goes. She calls. Recognizes a 6 on the turn doesn't change much. So, see if she can dodge everything. She does make 2 pairs, so she's got to feel good about her hand here now, and she's going to snap call this. Yeah, she calls here, and she's going to be good with 2 pairs here, kings and 5s. That 5 made it easier for her to call.
It is. I mean, yeah, she was. We all can see she was ahead, but it just gives her confidence to call because it's not a. She doesn't. I mean, she can't think that's good.
Yeah, no diamond, no 10, doesn't put a straight draw or anything. So.
2 pairs, very possible.
Good last hand by
all right. Well, I really, man, thanks for jumping in.
Thanks for
helping me out, man.
Thanks for
having me. It was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Thank you. We'll see you next Thursday and Friday. I think we have 2 streams next week. So,
yeah, we do.
Yeah. So
Friday's the big one, and Thursday we're gonna have the round and round, and Friday's the 10:25, 15 a.m. So.
I will be here. All right.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us, guys. Okay.
Yeah, but even that, I'm kind of behind. But I mean, I also see three-button games.
Well, I
I've been
fiddled
three-butting quite
here
a
at the
bit.
end.
Like,
Missed
across
the last
two
hand.
strings. So
And that's
that kind of played in my head a little bit. Yeah.
Man, that East straight flush, man.
There's a couple hands that definitely
I should have pulled that one.
Hey, for dinner.
How's that stick it right?